Oh, look at that. Look at that. Lighting's pretty good. Camera position's pretty good. Kitty Callahan's here. Wake up, you baby. Cheers. Ooh, that's a good brew. That is a good brew. To quote the FBI agent from Twin Peaks, it's a mighty fine cup of coffee. Fuck you, Service New South Wales. Joining me as always, Tara Bennett, represented here by the Scandal. Don't forget we're getting married. Don't forget she's richer than you, especially if you work at Service New South Wales. She has more talent than you. She's better looking than you. She's fucked your boyfriend. She's better in bed than you. They like her. They don't like you. She's got a shit ton of cash. Fuck you. Get a Callahan. You can't hand a man a Granite Callahan. Represented here by this Granite Island Cup. Don't forget they murder penguins. Don't forget she's richer than you, especially if you work at Service New South Wales. She's more talented than you. She's better than you. She's smarter than you. She's cooler than you. She knows how to dress well. You don't know how to dress well. You're a piece of shit, Nazi. Fuck you. I'm alive. I'm still alive. Still very, very live. Still very, very still alive. You're watching No Pictures of Bird, a podcast by Mr Tapscott. I'm Mr Tapscott, a guy who's richer than you. Especially if you work at Service New South Wales. Fuck you. That'll do. Whoa, coffee, huh? That coffee pot, I tell ya. No, I won't tell you what type of coffee. Like, I did, yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just, like, I just grabbed it off the shelf. It's just off the shelf coffee. I really didn't think that hard about what I was going to put. I just want to use it. So, that'll do. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's just coffee. I don't know. It's just like in a, you know the vacuum sealed bricks that you get? Yeah, that's it. That was just like, all right, that'll do. And then you cut it open and go, it breathes. Yeah. So it's like, it's not the fanciest brew in town, but it's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that, yeah, I finally got a drip filter fucking coffee machine again. That's the point. Yeah, that's the point. So, cracker an episode today. I know I say that every episode. But this episode, just like every other time I say, he's actually a cracker. This is a cracker. So this is a continuation of our Mr Tapscott versus Malcom Turnbull and the Australian SAS video. They went for 3 hours. I didn't think it was going to take that long. But this is the question I've been asking for fucking years. Why am I in fucking jail? Why did I go to jail? Why am I in jail? Today, Tara Bennett will finally reveal the reason that I went to jail. Aside from, the crimes that I committed. But why? What motivated the crimes? Yeah. Apparently, it's a bit of a gripping tale. It's a thrilling yarn. We do have a bit of housekeeping, though. Is it turning itself up? Is that what it's doing? A bit of housekeeping. So all day I've been tweeting about the wrath of God, because a lot of people are starting to figure out, okay, now that Mr. Tapscott's enemies are out of the way, oh, that's Mr. Tapscott. We get it. Oh, well, the ones who are still alive are thinking that. The ones who aren't still alive aren't thinking much, unless they went to hell. Then they're thinking, I wish I didn't fuck up. I wish I didn't fuck up. Yeah. I really wish. I really wish I didn't fuck up. Yeah. Anyway, that's what they're thinking. Yeah. So I've been doing my rounds and stuff. You know, it's been good. It's been nice. It's a nice day now. It's nice and sunny. The weather was a bit shit yesterday, but that's okay. New place is holding firm for the time being. For now, you know, it's all right. It's all right. It's not the best location. It's not shit. It ticks the boxes. It meets the Mr. Tapscott minimum. So that works for me. I'm not a homeless guy. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, getting the work out the door, you know, making a bunch of videos. Got everything I need. PC's working. Got the internet. Got an aircon. Got 2 toilets. One for number ones, one for number twos. They're very clear about that. No. No, it's exactly like at the pub where you can take a shit in the piss trough if you want. In the urinals, yeah, you can take a shit in there if you need to. It's exactly like that, yeah. You know, it's a cool house, man. It's cool. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. That is good. What else is good? Yeah, it's just like, you know, I'm sleeping well. Now that I'm not in a motel room with like a fucking TV, you know, that's clearly been placed there by the fucking SAS to annoy the shit out of whoever's in that room. Because they'll make that high pitched. You know, TVs that you can tell they make that really high pitched ringing sound. You can tell if it's on or if it's off just based on that high pitched ring. So they know how to dial that up. They know how to make a TV. They know how to get a TV to make a super high pitched. Yeah, like a dog whistle, like a literal dog whistle. Like it's so high. The pitch is so high that the human ear can't hear it, but you still, yeah, it's detecting, like it still fucks around with you. Yeah, you can't hear it, but it's fucking around with you. And the opposite end of the scale as well. They can brown note you. Yeah, so they can get your TV to do like a sound that's so low on the wavelength. You can't hear it, but your brain can, and it makes you like want to go to the bathroom a lot. Yeah, so they can use your TV to fuck around with you. And so that's what they were doing to me at the last accommodation. In fact, all the accommodations. Yeah, if I had a TV in my room, they'd hack it. Even at Phoebe Tapscott's house, because I bought a TV from Harvey Norman. I did it on purpose because I wanted to sucker them in. Yeah. Yeah, I bought a TV. And so if I had a TV in my room, yeah, they'd do that. And that's why, like, during that period, when I was staying at Ocean Crest Motel, I'd wake up at like 3 a.m. for no reason. What the fuck? And I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep. And I always thought it was like a drinking thing. It's like, I've been drinking. And then and then that'd be a side effect of drinking too much. But I wasn't drinking that much. So, yeah. But it turns out that's what it was. It was the TVs. Yeah. And the same thing was happening in Linwood. I'd wake up like even if I went to sleep at like midnight, I'd wake up at like 4 a.m. You wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. Fuck. Yeah, it was shit. Yeah, it was real shit. So now this room doesn't have a TV in it. And especially doesn't have one in it that's has been acquired by me. So, it's good. It's good. So I sleep really well. Like a big boy in a big boy's bed. It's great. Hot water system works well. The shower works well. Yeah. Fantastic water pressure. Suck shit SAS. Because that's one of their favorite tricks. They'll like turn your water pressure down. Yeah. They'll turn the water pressure down in every, like, they've done it to every fucking, Yeah, that was SAS, it turns out. Yeah, it was ASIS and SAS. But like when I was sleeping at the airport, there was a bathroom at the airport and they kept turning off the hot water to that particular bathroom. And then they'd cut the water off completely. And then they'd turn the pressure down. And that's what they do every time I was staying in a hotel room. They'd turn the pressure down. They come to the hotel and make an excuse or whatever, and then get into the water system and turn the pressure down. That's why the water pressure in my sister's house was so low. Not just to piss me off, but to piss my sister off. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you go to jail, in jail, the water pressure is fantastic. So what they're trying to say there is like, yeah, jail is better. Yeah. Jail is better than outside. Yeah. But more on that later. Yeah, but here, no, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. My landlord lives here and he's like a Kazakhstani national. And so he doesn't have any fucking SAS contacts. SAS, what is that? Yeah. He's like, he doesn't give a shit as long as I pay the rent. And I do. So that's it. End of story. Yeah. Yeah. Elegance. Yeah. The Kitty Callahan Cup's actually seen it's got a bit of battle damage. Yeah. So. Oh, that's good. That's fucking good. It really is. Yeah, it's going to be back. Yeah, so my trick with the coffee has always been, well, like at least the coffee pot, the filter coffee pot. This coffee is you make a lot of it. Like you make a big pot, but you make it weak, and then that way you can drink it all day. Yeah, it's great. I love it. Yeah, it's the only way to go. Anyway, that type of talk is kind of boring. Says everyone. But housekeeping though, Nina Trefcorn, do you have an update for us? Yes, I do, Mr Tapscott, she says. Nina Trefcorn, represented here by this serrated blade on my pocket knife. Okay. So we lost 6,000. We lost another 1,000 Valkyrie. 1,000 more Valkyrie. Yeah. Since they realised that no, I'm not fucking around. And also since I exposed Malcom Turnbull. Yeah. Because they were Malcom Turnbull spies. Yeah, they were SAS. Yeah. Did they think that we liked them? Or were they legitimately there to spy us? Yeah, no, legitimately there to spy us. Yeah. And we just we just tolerated them and fed them garbage information. Yeah. And then when the timer was right after I did the episode, I was like, all right, no, we're on to you, fuck off. Yeah. Yeah. How many of them were? Yeah, all of them. Yeah. It's a dangerous game. Tried to warn you. Let me tell you about how my best friend is Aldous Harding, a.k.a. the Blood God Kali, a.k.a. the Goddess Styx. I know how much you faggots hate these documentaries, so we're going to do one of these. This is Aldous Harding.
Styx isn't just a river in the underworld. She's a goddess, powerful and feared, binding even the gods to their unbreakable oaths. But who was Styx? In Greek mythology, Styx was a primordial goddess, daughter of Oceanus and Tessis, and the embodiment of the underworld river that bears her name. Her river wasn't ordinary. It was sacred to the gods, used to seal their most binding oaths. Breaking an oath sworn upon Styx meant facing divine punishment. During the Great Titanomachy, Styx was the first to side with Zeus, bringing her children, Nike, Kratos, Bia, and Zelus, to fight for the Olympians. As a reward, Zeus made her river the ultimate symbol of divine power and unbreakable promises. Styx wasn't just a goddess, she was the keeper of trust and the enforcer of divine justice. Styx isn't just a river in the underworld. She's a goddess, powerful.
Did you know the river Styx was more than just a river in the underworld? Here's the dark truth behind the daughter of Oceanus and Tethys. Like many river gods and Oceanids, the river Styx was both a river and a goddess in Greek mythology. It formed the boundary between the living world and the underworld ruled by Hades. The souls of the dead were ferried across it by Charon, but only if they had a coin for payment. Her name means hate, and its waters were said to be so toxic they could dissolve armor and weapons instantly. Achilles, as a babe, was dipped into the Styx by his mother, making him nearly invincible, except for his heel. Even the gods feared the river Styx. They swore unbreakable oaths on its water, and if they broke these vows, they faced a year of silence and 9 years of exile. It was called the Dread River of Oath. Did you know the river Styx was more than...
Yeah. That's my best friend. Oldest hearted. She's the one. When you die, she's the one. She'll come and pick you up. It's like, go with me. What happened? You died. Where are we going? Well, that depends. That depends. Well, you a bit of a cunt. How many murders? How many slaves? How many pictures of a bird? How many children did you rape? Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's the perfect segue. So, now, the other day at the end of the Malcom Turnbull video, we ended the video on the part because it went for like 3 hours and I was like, fuck, well, we better wrap it up. But we ended on the part where I was working at Telstra and Leah Tapscott had just been diagnosed with cancer. And Collingham, the local doctor, contacted David Batt and said, there's an opportunity here. And also Malcom Turnbull, and called Malcom Turnbull. Dr. Batt called Malcom Turnbull and said, there's an opportunity here. Malcom Turnbull said, I think that's a great idea. Because the Tapscotts of Victor Harbor are sitting on a house, like they live in a house, and they're sitting on land that's not befitting their station. Because Chris Tapscott is a retired primary school principal. And a bit of a fuckwit, and everyone knows it. Yeah, he's a bit of a fuckwit. Yeah. And Leah Tapscott was never more than a part-time nurse. Phoebe Tapscott is a fake retard. That's an open secret, both in the medical community and also both in the medical community and the local community, Victor Harbor. She's a fake retard. Yeah, right, knows it. She's not disabled. She's not. Yeah, she just wants the disability pension. Chris Tapscott bought her a house. That's not a secret either. Yeah. So I was like, okay, we get it. You run at the fake retard scam. Sure. Yeah. And Nick Tapscott, in Malcom Turnbull's eyes, was a fuck up. So, yeah, let's make sure she gets the extra special radiotherapy on her brain. And yeah, especially, and this is extraordinarily intentional. It's like, don't they live on a hill? It's like, yeah. Doesn't their house have a shit ton of steps in it? It's like, yeah. Okay, well, make sure that you target the part of her brain that fucks with her motor functions. so that she can't walk properly, and then they'll have to move out. They'll have to move into a flat house. Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, and that's exactly what they did, and that's exactly how it played out. Yeah, she lost her motor function. She was chair-bound. She couldn't walk. She couldn't use the bathroom herself. She couldn't shower. She had to get like carers in there to shower her and stuff. Yeah. And then backing that up, they were brown noting her as well, because like the Tapscotts of Victor Harbor now, because of Mr Tapscott and his antics because it was 2014. Yeah. So it was 2014. I'd blown up the Death Star. That was in 2010. 2000. Yeah, I reckon it was 2010. 2010, I blew up the Death Star. Yeah. 2011. At the end of 2011, I wrote the CV with jokes in it. At the end of 2013, what was that? Yeah, at the end of 2013, I'd showed the D floor at Mariners Music Festival, thus putting me on the map as someone. Yeah, and like those in the know now, not even Tara Bennett or Kitty Callahan had spotted this. But to those in the know, I had actually shred the D floor. Like there were a couple of little like what do you call it? Like teasers, yeah. A couple of little sneak previews of Mr. Tapscott's dance floor antics. Yeah. Because I had to hit the D floor. Like I used to be in the drum and bass scene, and no one in Melbourne knew this. Because they were just listening to the propaganda. Because everyone, like me in Melbourne was a clusterfuck. Like everyone. All the factions were like, nah, he's shit. The Undrungada were saying like, he's a metal bogan, he can't make coffee. The East German Nazis were saying he's a fucking liar, he can't make coffee, and he never went to uni, and he's a bogan. Yeah, they're all saying he's a bogan because he used to wear like a leather jacket and smoke like a pack and a half, 2 packs a day. And I'm a bogan. But that's his band was shit. Like they never played. Like he reckons he was in a band, but he wasn't. Yeah. He never went to uni, and women hate him. That was Malcom Turnbull. So that messaging had started seeping into Melbourne. Yeah. Peter Dutton was there. His spies were kind of like hassling me and shit. Yeah, and I don't want kids, and I hate women. And then that was, I hate women was starting to seep in. Especially after I blew up the Death Star. Yeah. But yeah, so what happened after that? Yeah, because I blew up the Death Star. So I didn't realize this, but before that, I just had a reputation as a guy who never got laid. And that was the Undrungada. So like you can't get laid. And East German Nazis had done that as well. So they actually sent a spot. That was Katie Pink. Yeah. So they'd sent Katie Pink in as a spy. She was my manager at De Graves. And I've told this story before in the videos, but I'll just do like a super quick version. So working at De Graves, I fucking hate it. Like it's a busy cafe and I'm getting famous as a barista, and that's cool. And I can work, like I'm exclusively on the coffee machine, and that's cool. But behind the scenes, like the Undrungada, I fucking hate Nick Tapscott. And one of the managers of that, make sure you make Nick Tapscott's life a nightmare. Because I was always complaining about this isn't enough money. I'm entitled to award rates and you're not paying them. So fuck you. And like they're like, but this is Melbourne. And I'm like, but no, it's federal. The laws are federal. It's federal. It's the federal award rate. It's the federal award rate. It doesn't matter if we're in Melbourne or not. This is federal law. Yeah. They're like, yeah. So they were like, make sure you make Nick Tapscott's life a nightmare. Yeah. And the bitch, like there was a 19-year-old who was a manager there. She was the manager of the whole shop. It's like a $6 million business. She's 19. She's a fucking idiot. And the only reason she's got the job is because her dad is a senior Undrungada. Yeah, her dad is a senior Undrungada. Yeah. And that's the only reason. And so I'm having a terrible time. And anyway, this bitch, Katie Pink, starts working there. So the Undrungada put the word out. So, don't go near Nick Tapscott. Like, don't fuck Nick Tapscott. Because that's their scam as well. It's like, if you play ball with us, we'll get you laid. We'll go around saying you're good at sex, and then you get laid. You get invited to the Undrungada parties where the drugs are and the hoes are. Yeah, the gangsters moles, like all those hoes will be there. And so if you're at the party, yeah, it means you're kind of like you're in the clique. You're in the shadow world, the shadow clique, and they'll go, okay, cool. You're at the cool party. You're a cool guy. I'm gonna fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, this bitch Katie Pink, starts work at De Graves. And she comes to me and she goes like, oh yeah, like I just want to like, you know, we're flirting and stuff or whatever, but I flirt with everyone. And she's like, oh, let me get your number. And I'm like, all right. We go on 2 really awkward dates. After the second date, it's like, well, I don't find you sexually attractive. What? Yeah, anyway. It's like, okay, cool, that's fine. But then she starts getting fucking going crazy and screaming at me. She's like, Nick, yeah, because I'm not giving her attention. Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's like, yeah, are you interested or not? She's like, no, definitely not. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, look, just heads up, I'm not going to give you any attention anymore. And I've done this joke before where it's like the Netflix pop up. It's like, look, because she was getting the full no pictures of the bird experience, but at work. And that's exhausting. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it on video, you know. I don't want to do it at work while I'm making coffee because I'm not getting fucking paid. Yeah, so I do the Netflix pop up. It's like, look, are you sure you wish to cancel your subscription to Mr Tapscott? Yeah, exactly. Your payment was declined. Would you like to update your payment method? She's like, no. I'm like, okay. Would you like to cancel your subscription? She's like, yes. Like, are you sure you want to cancel your subscription to Mr Tapscott? Because you're about to lose access to thousands of hours of incredible content. She's like, yes, click, cancel. Okay, cool. And so I stop laying on thick. And then she fucking goes crazy. And every shift, it's a massive shit fight. And she can't get me fired because the owner of the cafe loves me. Because he knows I'm the best barista in town. And he's paying me $13 an hour. He's like, well, I'm not going to get a better deal than that. So she can't get me fired. But she can just fucking make my life an absolute nightmare. But at the end of my time at De Graves, it's just me. I'm just there, just trying to make coffee. And they're all taking turns just calling me a cunt. You're a cunt. Fuck. So anyway, that was sort of like the preamble. That was the preamble to the action at Rosamond. Because then when it happened again at Rosamond, I was like, yeah. Because I said to myself, if that happens again, if I get fucked over by a bitch like that again, I'm taking action. And then that's what happened at Rosamond. It's like, nah, you're my boyfriend now. I'm like, no, I'm not. Nah, I'm not dating anyone for work. Like that. And because of a KDP. Yeah. And they'd gone, and they go, like, yeah, well, fuck, you have to. I don't have to. And then I sued them, took the action, and then that blew up the desktop because at this stage, old babe. Old man Malcom Turnbull. See, he was already in office. He was already a minister. 2004, he gets elected. So that happened in 2000, and that Katie Pink incident happened in 2007. So he's in Parliament, yeah. And then he's in cabinet. He's in cabinet under working for John Howard. They get kicked out of office. He's in the opposition. But basically, the point of the story is that in 2000 and yeah, he's in opposition for ages. Yeah. So from September 2008 to 2009, he's in opposition. And then he gets back in. He gets back in. But basically, he's in Parliament the whole time. And they all heard about it, all of them. All of us. So in 2010, I take the legal action against Rosamond and say sexual harassment. And at this stage, like, I'm kind of off Malcom Turnbull's radar because Melbourne is a blind spot for him. Because it's like, it's lefties and it's hippies. And it's like the opposite of Malcom Turnbull, basically, like, especially Fitzroy. Fitzroy's all like lefty, fucking hippie, faux hippie commies. And if it's not that, it's undrunketer. So if you've got money in Melbourne, you're undrunketer. You're a mafia cunt. If you don't have money in Melbourne, you're a fucking, like, dreadlock hipster, like Triple J douchebag, basically. Collingwood trash, punk. And so that's not Malcom Turnbull's scene at all. So he doesn't really have eyes and ears down there. But when I take the legal action against Rosamond that says, like, I'm suing you for fucking sexual harassment, everyone hears about that. It blows up the Death Star. Now, Malcom Turnbull especially hears about it because A, because he's in Parliament, B, he's a lawyer. And everyone's like, holy shit, did you hear about that? Fuck. And he's like, Nick Tapscott. I know that name. Fuck. And so that triggers him. That flips the switch in his brain. Yeah. And so he starts pumping his messaging into Melbourne. So now we've got Undrungedo messaging. We've got East German Nazi messaging. We've got Malcom Turnbull messaging going like, women don't like him. Women hate him. Women hate him. Yeah, women hate him. Can't get laid. Women hate him. And I'm like, he's like, you should get laid. Like, you should get married and have kids. But I thought women hated me. Which one is it? Women hate you, but you should also get married and have kids. I'm very confused. But you hate women. Like, hang on, I hate them or they hate me. What the fuck is going on here? What is going on here? Anyway, so he starts pumping that message again. So now I don't know. It's just like, yeah, you should get laid. You're a hot barista. You're gay because you don't bang women, but also women hate you because you don't. I'm confused. Anyway, yeah, and they're doing that thing where it's like, you should get laid. All right, I'll go talk to that girl. As soon as I talk to a girl, like, no, fuck, cockblock him. Cockblock him immediately. Yeah. But basically, they just want control. So whatever I'm doing, yeah, it's like if I wear a blue t-shirt, they're like, you should wear a red t-shirt. If I wear a red t-shirt, it's like, you should wear a blue t-shirt. It doesn't matter. The color of the t-shirt isn't the issue. They just whatever I'm doing, they just want to be able to tell me to do something else. Yeah, it's just a control. That's it. So I'm back on his radar after years of him suppressing me. And he got a warning from the military saying, like, Malcom, you back the fuck off, Nick Tapscott. You back the fuck off. Because we don't give a shit. We'll kill you. Yeah. He's an Anzac. We'll fuck you up. Yeah. Yeah, bullets don't care about your bank balance, is what someone just said who's watching this video. Yeah, bullets don't care about your bank balance, Malcom. They don't. They'll just go straight through your brain and then that'll be it. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I'm back on his radar and he's like, and it grinds him now that I'm famous again. And he's doing that thing that I said on the last video. It's like, no, it's not genius. And I was like, fucking hell. What a move. That's hectic. He just did it on his own. Like, he didn't even have a lawyer. He didn't even have a legal team. And then the word goes around about my counterattack. Like, they tried to counterattack. And I fucking fought them off again single-handedly. Yeah. And everyone heard about that. He's like, fucking hell. He doesn't even have a lawyer. He just did his own lawyering and he did that and then that. Fuck. And Malcolm's like, no. Because he's a Rhodes Scholar. He's like, no, everyone's wrong. Everyone's wrong. But around the same time, what this does as well, because it's not just Malcom Turnbull. Malcom Turnbull is the same age as my dad, as Chris Tapscott. Malcom Turnbull has kids roughly my age. This is one of them. Daisy Turnbull. Now, she hears about it. Daisy Turnbull hears about it. And she is like, fuck. Yeah. So she gets a bit of a lady boner for Mr. Tapscott. Because it's like you want what you can't have, basically. And the thing is that she's a rich eastern suburbs daddy's girl, and I'm the bad boy from Fitzroy. And so this is going to make Daddy furious. It's that thing. And it's also because, like, she obviously Malcom Turnbull is a fucking rich dude. Like he Yeah. He yeah, so he made his money. There it is. There. He made his money because he was a Barrett. Like he's always been a high flyer. Like he's a Rhodes Scholar, and that immediately, like, yeah, you're in 80s Sydney, well-to-do. If you're a Rhodes Scholar, you're in the Rhodes Scholars Club. You're going to walk into out of school and into like 300 grand a year as a junior, you know. But yeah. So he started his own legal firm, and then he left that firm in 1997 to become managing director of Goldman Sachs in Australia, eventually becoming a partner in Goldman Sachs. Additionally, he worked as a director of Star Technology Systems from 93 to 95. During this time, Turnbull was also the chairman of Axiom Forest Resources, which conducted logging in the Solomon Islands. Turnbull purchased a stake in the internet service provider Aussie Mail in 1994 for 500 grand. He sold the stake several months before the dot-com bubble burst in 1999 for 57 million. In 2002, yeah. Now, because I've had all that coffee, I now need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to put on a video.
So, since we received so much interest about our Donald Trump video, we decided to go one step closer to home and show how our Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, made his fortune. This is how it happened. Malcolm's father made his money buying and running hotels and property in what is now Sydney's eastern suburbs. The Prime Minister is estimated to have inherited $2 million when his father passed away. After studying law at Oxford, Malcolm practiced as a barrister until 1983, where he went to work as counsel for Australia's richest man, Kerry Packer. One of Turnbull's biggest jobs for Packer was successfully defending Kerry against formal allegations of drug trafficking, murder, tax evasion, and pornography. Kerry admired Mr. Turnbull's business skills and said that he wouldn't want to come between Malcolm and a sack of gold. However, PM Turnbull has said that they both threatened to kill each other after their relationship soured. Malcolm started his own investment bank and law firm in the 80s and 90s. Over this time, he also served on the board of directors of several large corporations, including Goldman Sachs. But it was Mr. Turnbull's purchase of Aussie ISP Aussie Mail that people best know him for. Malcolm bought the company in 1994 for $500,000 and sold it 5 years later for $57 million, just before the dot-com bubble burst. Nowadays, Prime Minister Turnbull is focused more on running the country than his business dealings. That being said, he's still estimated to be worth more than $200 million. If you're hoping to run your own business and maybe one day become Prime Minister, we are Tact Advisory. So, since we received so much interest about our Donald Trump video, we decided to go one step closer to home and show how our Prime Minister, Malcom Turnbull, made his fortune. This is how it happened. Malcolm's father made his money buying and running hotels and property in what is now Sydney's eastern suburbs. The Prime Minister is estimated to have inherited $2 million when his father passed away. After studying law at Oxford, Malcolm practiced as a barrister until 1983, where he went to work as counsel for Australia's richest man, Kerry Packer. One of Turnbull's biggest jobs for Packer was successfully defending Kerry against formal allegations of drug trafficking, murder, tax evasion, and pornography. Kerry admired Mr. Turnbull's business skills and said that he wouldn't want to come between Malcolm and a sack of gold. However, PM Turnbull has said that they both threatened to kill each other after their relationship soured. Malcolm started his own investment bank and law firm in the 80s and 90s. Over this time, he also served on the board of directors of several large corporations, including Goldman Sachs. But it was Mr. Turnbull's purchase of Aussie ISP Aussie Mail that people best know him for. Malcolm bought the company in 1994 for $500,000 and sold it 5 years later for $57 million, just before the dot-com bubble burst. Nowadays, Prime Minister Turnbull is focused more on running the country than his business dealings. That being said, he's still estimated to be worth more than $200 million. If you're hoping to run your own business and maybe one day become Prime Minister, we are Tact Advisory.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I up to? Anyway. So now, yeah. Bad boy Nick Tapscott. Yeah, and Lucy Turnbull knows. Oh, sorry, Daisy Turnbull knows that dad fucking hates Nick Tapscott. So that makes him like forbidden fruit. She's like, oh, I must have him. I'm the one thing money can't buy, basically. Because she grew up, she's fucking rich as shit. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm an edgy fucking... So she heard about this, she hears the conversations at the dinner table. You know, my name comes up, but like, it's like her dad's and her dad's friends and things like that. She's like, oh, fucking hell. Hectic. This Tapscott character. Sounds like a maverick renegade. Too handsome for his own good. Yeah. Rakish charm. Yeah, that type of shit. But because she's rich and she's a fuckstick, and is she? Yeah, I can't do the thing now, Kitty, because you've got coffee in you. SJ, you're gonna stand in for Kitty. All right, this is Kitty Callahan today because I'm drinking coffee out of Kitty Callahan. All right, Kitty Callahan, represented here by this deodorant. Who is she connected to? Is it ASIS or ASIO? ASIS. Lucy Turnbull is connected. No, fucking, it's not Lucy Turnbull, for fuck's sake, Nick. Daisy Turnbull is connected to ASIS. Yeah, through private school and also her dad's weird, fucked up religious stuff. So that's going to be important later as well. Because Turnbull really was a fucking dangerous Fruit Loop. He was a dangerous sociopathic loser. Yeah, he was a fuckstick. Yeah, he had some freakish ideas. Some horribly freakish ideas. Yeah. Like, yeah, disgusting. Yeah, disgusting. Like cult shit. Like incest stuff. Yeah, it's fucking gross. Anyway, yeah, because Daisy Turnbull is one of these Fruit Loops. She's one of these Fruit Loops. She can't just go like, oh, hey, is this Nick? Yeah, hey, this is, my name's Daisy Turnbull. I think you're cute. Would you like to have a coffee with me? She can't do that. She can't. Instead, she has to play the surrogate game, which is the hot trend at the time. So I played that Arrested Development video the other day where George Blues Sr., he sends a surrogate in his place. Now that is now becoming the norm for rich people and management, upper management. Yeah, it's a management thing. In the same, like, you know, it's like all those C-suiters, they all read the same they all go to the same management conference. They watch the same, they subscribe to the same management techniques for the boardroom 101. Everyone gets a BlackBerry at the same time. It's the same as the BlackBerry. Everyone gets a BlackBerry at the same time. Everyone gets an iPhone at the same time. All those corporate cunts, they all do everything at the same time. And what's just caught on is the surrogate thing. So you send someone to a meeting in your place, you establish in the office, this person represents me. And it could just be as simple as like, this is my personal assistant. This is my executive assistant. And then if she's in the meeting, you know that, okay, whatever you say in front of her, she's going to tell him. Yeah. But they take her out of the office. That's where it gets fucked up. That's where it gets creepy and fucked up. Because they start doing it in the like, I get it in an office. Like, and if you're upfront about it, that's fine. It's like, oh, look, Malcolm, he's the Minister for Communications. He can't make it. I'm his secretary, so I'll sit in for him on this one. I'll just be taking notes for him, all right? Yeah, if you have any questions for him, just put it to me. I'll write them down. He'll get back to you, you know, that type of thing. I'll answer what I can. Like, you know, that's fine. That makes sense. But when it's like, I'm going to send a spy to a nightclub and they're going to follow you around and, like, act weird, and you're supposed to guess who it is, and I'm not going to be upfront about who I'm representing and what their motivations are. That's fucking creepy as fuck. Yeah. That's creepy as shit. It's the same with just a letter, like mail. Like, if a bank sends someone a letter, like ANZ Bank, dear Nick Tapscott, would you like to apply for a credit card? Thank you very much. ANZ team. Cool. That's fine. That's fine. That's not creepy. But if it's like a letter with no sender, it's like, here, dear Nick Tapscott, I saw you in the park today. That's creepy as fuck. That's creepy as fuck. And the only difference between those two instances is, like, one of them doesn't have a fucking sender, and one, like, because ANZ is like, oh, we saw you shopping around for credit cards. Would you like to apply for one of ours? In the other letter, it's like, oh, I saw you in the park. You know, the only difference between those two letters is one has the sender on it, and the other one doesn't have the sender on it. That's it. And that's what they're doing. They're taking their boardroom shit out of the boardroom and into the real world, because they're rich people. They're fucked in the head. They think they can do that, and especially considering now Malcolm is in government. He's a member of parliament, and so he thinks now it's his moral imperative. He's not just a legislator. No, he's not just a legislator. He's like a fucking police. He's police basically. Yeah, he's a cabinet minister. It's his privilege. It's his right and his privilege. To actively surveil the populace of Australia, and then fucking make his opinion known via these, like, nefarious means. Yeah. So obviously now, especially, like, he's grown up in fucking. His dad was rich. He's a Sydney property owner. The only way you can be a Sydney property owner from that generation, you have to be in bed. You have to be a gangster. That's it. You have to be in bed with Abe Saffron. You have to be in bed with George Freeman. You have to have connections to the underworld. You have to. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, the fucking Waterhouse. Yeah, Gay Waterhouse, Tom Waterhouse. Same. They made their money. Their dad, the patriarch of that family, the Waterhouse family, made his money from smuggling. Yeah, during World War II. Like, selling, like, fucking illicit tobacco in King's Cross. Yeah, smuggling, like, yeah. He'd like sail boat. He'd buy fucking contraband, a shit ton of contraband cigarettes, and pornography and heaps of stuff like that, and sell it to all the GIs who were flooding into Sydney. That was it. That's where he made his money. Abe Saffron was the same. That's how he made his money too. Yeah. Yeah. So Turnbull was the same. He was in there with them. So Turnbull's dad was a gangster, and so that's kind of cooked his brain. Yeah. Yeah. So he's got nefarious connections. I can't remember why I started talking about it. I'm sure there was a point that I missed. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I started talking about one thing. Forgot what I was talking about halfway through. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. I guess we'll never know until I rewatch the video. I'm going, fuck. Yeah. Anyway. I guess the overarching point is, Malcom Turnbull's cooked in the head. Yeah, and he thinks it's now his moral imperative to, like, fucking get out there and just, like, throw his weight around. He can do that. He can do that. Yep. Anyway. Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. yeah, so yeah, Lucy. That's right. Yeah, Lucy Turnbull. No, fucking not Lucy Turnbull. Fucking hell. Why do I keep thinking? I think I used to work with Lucy Turnbull. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, I used to work with Lucy Turnbull, but it's not related to Malcom Turnbull. No, it's just, and that's the name that's stuck in my brain. Yeah, Daisy Turnbull. She's on that bandwagon. She's like, oh, it's a hot trend. Send a surrogate. break someone's balls on my behalf. And she's got this creepy kind of fixation with me. Because of all the things I just said. She's heard my name a bunch of times since she was a little kid. Yeah. And she knows why. Yeah, exactly. It's like a bunch of people want Nick Tapscott dead because a girl wanted to bang him. So, yeah. And now he's like, his name keeps popping up. Yeah. And it's riled up Dad. And I love to see Dad get riled up because I'm up at Daddy's going. He's like always like, yeah, he's the patriarch of the family. He's always like trying to suppress us kids. Yeah, and also been sexually abusing us probably. Yeah. So suck shit, Dad. Yeah, I know you hate this guy, and that's why I love him. And he's made himself off. He's put himself out of everyone's league by whipping around and blowing up their stuff. Yeah, it's like fuck. That's a power move. Yeah. So she gets it. Yeah. So she starts making calls. Daisy Turnbull starts making calls like, who do I know in Melbourne? They have a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend knows a family in Melbourne called the Forsyths. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, Jay Forsyth. That's it. Yeah, she's dead now. Did we kill her or did they? They killed her. Yeah. Melbourne Undrungeter got to her. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm skipping ahead a little bit here. So Daisy Turnbull keeps one eye on me. Malcom Turnbull is like his ire is raised, and I only found this out the other day. But I had one. In the meantime, I've moved into Napier Street, and it's driving everyone fucking batshit nuts because one of their favorite tactics, especially Malcom Turnbull's, is to find out where you live, make a couple of calls, and get you evicted. Yeah, to push you out into the street. Yeah, that's his favorite thing. That's his favorite thing to do. Yeah. Yeah. And they've done that here. They rang this guy. they rang the landlord of this place, the guy I pay rent to. And he doesn't speak English that well. He's like, I don't know what you mean. And anyway, I will talk to him maybe. Yeah. And they're like, what? Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm still here, so fuck you. Yeah. But basically, I moved into a house. Yeah. There was a spare room. A spare room popped up in Fitzroy. I was living on the south side with Ashley Bracken and Ben Ryan, and there was the shittest years of my life. It was fucked. I fucking hated it. So I moved back up, and then that house got shut down. Well, Ashley moved in with his girlfriend. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'll go find a room. And so a room popped up on Napier Street in Fitzroy, 232 Napier Street, Fitzroy. So I moved in there and had a spare room, and it was all right. And yeah, eventually one thing leads to another. The guy I live with, like who I move in with, eventually moves out. He puts me on the lease. We're sharing the lease, and then he leaves. And so it's like, I'm on the lease. And then the landlords are like really kind of pedantic. They're like, no, whoever lives there needs to be on the lease. And so like I'm putting people on the lease left, right, and center. In the meantime, I'm starting working. And this is around the same time I'm working at Rosamond. So this is sort of like in the same period. So all of this shit is happening while I'm working at Rosamond. And at cafes around town getting fired for no reason. Yeah. And that's like Rosamond was actually the 5th cafe I'd worked at that year where I'd turned up because four times in a row I turned up to try and work. And for no reason, they just got, you're fired. Why? Why am I fired? Why? What? Did I do something? Like, no, it's just you're fired. And what it was a combination of things. It was just the fact that I was Mr Tapscott. I'm a shit hot barista. And if none of that got me fired, if I'd been there for like longer than say like 3 weeks, the undrunker would pick up the phone and go, we see you got that Nick Tapscott character working there. Well, you should fire him. And they're like, okay, and do it. Yeah. So all of that shit's happening while I'm living in this house. I'm on the lease. People are coming and going. The guy who I moved in with, eventually, like, he was off the lease. Like, he moves away. He goes back to New Zealand or something. I stay there. I stay on the lease. A couple of other chumps move in. Basically, the entire generation of housemates cycle out. And it's just me and new people, right? So it's effective. And I'm like the senior housemate now. And I moved, then I get the job at Rosamond. And then all the shit goes down. I fucking take the legal action. And then I'm on Malcom Turnbull's radar again. He's like, fuck. And like, it's no secret where I live. Because it's on all the court documents and stuff. And obviously the court documents are just going, it's a public action. Like, everyone in the legal fraternity is entitled to see the action. And my name and home address is like, it's not private. It's in the fucking phone book. Like, you remember, like, they used to print the fucking phone book, the white pages that would have your name and your address and your phone number. Yeah. So it's not a secret. In 2009, where you live, your home address isn't really a secret. It's on your driver's license. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm there. And then I cycle through a few housemates. I seize power. Because the housemates that I've got in there are dictards. Turns out they're both spies. They're both ASIS goons. They're both ASIS goons. One of them has a loose connection to Malcom Turnbull, but not a direct connection. She's connected to connections who are connected to connections who are connected to Malcom Turnbull. Yeah, they're both there to spy on me. Because I've still got that reputation. Like, I'm the dude I'm the club promoter who did award school a couple of times and studied communications, and I'm a good writer and all that stuff. And so they're in there to spy on me because of that and try and lock me down, basically. Yeah, Nick Tapscott has to have the kids. Yeah. So they're part of that plan. They want to lock me down. And then take the legal action against Rosamond. Explode the Death Star. Kiri Kiwi. Yeah, this chick. She's probably been Xerxes-zoned out. Let's see. Yeah, there's Xerxes-zoned. Yeah, they've Xerxes-zoned her out. They've edited her out, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. No, that's not. Anyway. Yeah. So she moves in. She's cooler. She's an Adelaide contact. But she's undrunkered. And I'm not going to tell that story now because that's a whole other thing. But at the same time, and this is around the same time as well. Yeah, so not just, so that word of that goes around as well. So at the same time as I take the legal action against Rosamond, I'm like, oh, fuck you, bang, is around the same time that I seize control of that house. And I just call the landlord and I go like, look, can I come around for a chat? She's like, sure. I get my briefcase, I get my collared shirt on, I go around there. I was like, okay, so here's the deal. The other two housemates who I live with the shit, they don't pay their bills on time. They're kind of flaky. They're pretty dirty. They don't do much. They're just shit. So here's what I want to do. I just want to kick them out, and then I'll just want to be on the lease, and then I'll manage it for you. And it'll be easier if it's just me on the lease, because then I can just like kick people out, basically. Yeah, they'll live there, and then I'll manage it, and that'll be it. And she's like, okay, cool, done. So I about kicked him out. So word of that went around as well. Yeah. So I was like, fuck, well, where does he live? This is Malcom Turnbull. Where does he live? Where does he live? So, well, actually, he owns the lease. The people who he leases from they're private. They're not like he's not renting from a fucking real estate agent. He's not renting through an agent. He's renting privately. And the lease is all ironclad. It's all legally iron. It's all legally watertight. So there was no way in. And he's like, Liz is like a primary school principal from Q. Tony's like a guy, like he's around, but like, yeah, he's untouched. They're both untouchable. Yeah, you can't get someone fired from the education department. in Victoria. Basically, you need like a really like she needs to be a pedo effectively, and even then, yeah. And so like they're untouchable. So they try, and they're both like they're both Indian nationals as well. And they sort of try, and Liz is a psycho. They sort of try to put pressure on. Oh, so that Nick Tapscott character, and so Liz, she's like, are you questioning my decision making? Fuck you. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. So it didn't work. They couldn't kick me out. What they could do instead is send some fucking loser in. And so Kiri Kiwi immediately as soon as she moves into the house, she's in there for fucking 45 minutes before the first time she says, okay, it's my house. I'm like, what? What? So, yeah, it's my house. No, it is not. Because Kiri Kiwi, she's from Adelaide. And so she's like, okay, well, I'm number 232 I'm number 237 on the ladder. You're number 248. Therefore, according to these rankings, according to these charts, I'm in charge. And I'm like, well, the thing is, Kiri, that you're going by the old Adelaide scale. We're in Melbourne now. This is Fitzroy. This is Fitzroy. I own the lease. I'm the leaseholder. I'm the leaseholder. That's it. You can't change that. The only way you can get on the lease, there's no way that you can kick me off the lease. There's no way that you can kick me off the lease. And the only way that you can get onto the lease is if I put you on. That's it. That's it. And she's like, but I know a band. Yeah, it goes a bit crazy. And so some cunt moves in called Javier, and he's a massive fucking spastic. He's a fuckstick. And immediately he takes on that same patronizing tone that Brian Callahan had, where it's like, Nick, I noticed you put the thing in the wrong bin. It's like, I didn't do that. Well, you did though, Nick. You did. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And he's like he's a full foot shorter than me, and he's 5 years younger than me. And I'm just like, excuse me, little man. In the meantime, I'm a big swinging dick around Fitzroy because I've just taken legal action. I'm just like, nah, I don't have time for you fuckstick. Yeah, you fucking spastic. And then, like, by coincidence, I had someone else over, and I fucking hated them. And like, who the fuck is that clown? I'm like, that's Javier. He's a fucking piece of shit faggot. Like, yeah. Took one look at him and I fucking hate him. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Well, a broken clock. Yeah, because I hated that guy. But I just kind of went, okay, cool. Yeah, go at him. Yeah, he's a fuckstick. Yeah, he's a fuckstick. Yeah. Yeah. And so that kind of caught it out. But that was a spy sent by Malcom Turnbull. Because Malcom Turnbull had heard that Nick Tapscott took this fucking legal action against the cafe. And now he's working. He's a barista. Yeah, and like one thing leads to another. I ended up getting another job. Word's gotten around the Anzacs, put the word out. It's like, stop firing Nick Tapscott. Don't fire him. Stop fucking firing him. I get a secure job. I'm now working in a cafe. I'm a barista in a cafe that I can't get fired from. Because the owner of that cafe is like, nah, I've been warned. Like, don't fucking fire him. And yeah, and she got the heads up as well. It's like, look, you hired Nick Tapscott. What's immediately going to happen is people are going to start coming out of the woodwork telling you to fire him. And whatever you do, don't do it. They're all full of shit. He's a weapon barista. Yes, he is a little bit gruff. Yes, he swears a lot. And yes, he is prone to being terrifying and angry. But he is a fucking weapon barista. All right? Don't fire him. Whatever happens. And she's like, okay, cool. I'm on board for that. So I've got a job and I've got the house. That's it. I've got a job and I've got a house. Malcom Turnbull, he's like, I can't. There's got to be some way. He can't fuck with the lease. He can't fuck with the job. He tried. Yeah, apparently he did. Yeah, he did. He called my employer and said, don't you know who you've employed? He's a stupid face. Yeah, and he had nothing. He's got nothing. He's just like, well, I've in 1994, when he was 14 years old, a girl liked him, and so just thought you should know who you've employed. So what? Because I'm a 30-year-old man now. She's like, fuck off. Like, yeah, fuck off. And who are you? Well, I'm the Minister for the seat of Wentworth. Like, okay, yeah, ding. That's it. Because Melbourne and Sydney have that rivalry still. Yeah. So he's like, well, I'm from Sydney. He's like, bang, hang out on the phone straight away. Like, fuck off, Sydney. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. So that's him getting desperate. He's like, I'll send in this fuckstick to pull him down. And who did that fuckstick work for? ASIO or ASIS? ASIS. No, not ASIS. Cunt. Yeah, and that's why it was foreign. Yeah, he was South American. He was a South American Nazi. Yeah. And then, like, his girlfriend moves in. And I maneuver him out, basically. It's like, all right. I just act like a dick towards Kiri. Like, I just stonewall it basically. Like I make it clear. It's like, no, the place where you're at now, this is the way the house is. It's like, well, I'm going to do all this stuff. It's like, nah, I'm not down for that. Just pay your rent and just pay your rent. And she's like, oh, I thought we were going to be on those. It's like, no. So she moves out. And then it's just me and him. He's lost his ally. And then I, like, without consulting him at all, and he's got it in his head. It's like, but you have to, like he's like, wait, are you running this house? I'm like, yeah, because I'm on the lease. And he's like, well, you have to do, the same. It's exactly the same now. It's like, yeah, I'm the king. Well, like, as long as you do pictures of a bird. I'm like, no, I don't have to do that. I'm not doing that. And then he hears me say, like, yeah, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, but you have to. It's like, are you in charge of it? Yeah. It's like, well, you have to do as long as we're happy. Well, not really. Not really. Not really. But I don't have the energy to argue against him. If that's what you want to think, I don't give a fuck. But now it's crunch time. And so Kiri moves out. And he's like, okay, cool. I've drawn up plans for I've written the ad and we're going to put ads here and here and here. I was like, oh no. No, the room's gone. I gave it to this guy. The room's gone. He's like, what? And Kiri's like, it's pretty rude, Nick. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, just leave. I'll just walk out. I don't have to consult you. I'm a leaseholder, bitch. Yeah. Coffee. Wake up, you baby. That's good coffee. I'll tell you what. Did you know that coffee, in certain intelligence circles, is synonymous with realizing things? Pretty clever, huh? Oh, goodness me. This seems like the perfect time. Whoops. That's good coffee. Yeah, anyway. So eventually, and then his girlfriend comes to stay. He's like, well, I don't want to live. Yeah, and Malcom Turnbull's programming is like, oh, Nick Tapscott hates women. So you have to work that angle. It's like, oh no, you have to do what women tell you all the time. It's like, no, you little piece of shit. Yeah, and he's like, oh, Kiri loves me. He's like, she really doesn't. She despises you. Yeah, she thinks you're a piece of shit too. She fucking hates you, dude. Yeah, she thinks you're a loser. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So his girlfriend moves in, and then his girlfriend, and then the dude that moves in, he's not an unattractive dude. And then she immediately goes like, oh, Nick Tapscott and Josh. Yeah. And then Javier's there in the corner just going, yeah. She starts flirting with us. Because he's got it and he says, oh, women hate Nick Tapscott because that's what Malcom Turnbull told him. Women hate Nick Tapscott. And then his girlfriend's like, Nick Tapscott. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. So he leaves. And so that's the story. Yeah. So that was him bested. Now, so I've settled in. Now, I started working it. So now I've got the house and I've started making, taking, I don't just have my name on the lease anymore. Now I've started making it my house. So I furnished it, like I decorated it, like I got it painted. I've put appliances in it, like I got a TV, I got a couch, like that type of stuff. Before it was just like an empty piece of shit share house, but now it looks like a home. It looks like a house. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool house. Yeah, and at Arcadia, where I'm working, I've started moving way up the ranks. And now, like before, I was just on the coffee machine like 1 or 2 shifts a week. Now I'm on the coffee machine all the time. I've got 3 long shifts, and then that's it. And then I've got other shifts at other cafes. And so everyone's like, oh, fuck. Well, Nick Tapscott can't be touched. Yeah, he's untouchable. Yeah. Yeah, and I've started, like, because I work at the same place and I live at the same place. Now I can build relationships around the place. So I start getting, like, I'm a regular at the Napier Hotel, where Bilbo has his surrogate very intentionally to talk to me. I'm a man about town. Yeah, and the cafe where I work is like, it's just down the street from where I live. Yeah, it's just down the street from where I live. So like that little patch. And then my local bar is like, that's where all my mates are. So it's easy. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. And then I write the CV with jokes in it. Yeah. Then I write the CV with jokes in it. And I've been putting myself out. I've been like, okay. And I've been teasing it. It's like, no, I'm just a barista for now, but I'm going to be a writer. I need to be a writer. I just need to get these things established. I just needed to get this house locked down and this job. I just needed a job making coffee and a roof over my head. And once I have those things locked down, I can focus on being a writer. Yeah. Yeah. And so the first thing I do is write the CV with jokes in it. And everyone fucking shits their pants. Yeah. And then it's like the newspapers calling me and stuff. Yeah. It's hectic. Yeah. And then that does what it does. And then we'll do this. Yeah. Okay, so that's the CV. We've already read that. But 31 comments. Okay, the first one's fairly innocuous. He's my personal favorite. Another CV with jokes in it. Cool. I'm all for second comment from Ross. I'm all for funny CVs, but this is kind of more jerkish than funny. Sure, some similar-minded employer would eat it up though. It says a lot about the both of them. Now that comment was from Josh Frydenberg. Sputnik was an Adelaide advertising dude, so he's actually saying like, yeah, that was an Adelaide advertising dude. So he jumped in because he's just like, okay, he knows that name, and he's like, all right, he's an Adelaide guy. Yeah, cool. Well, good for him. Yeah. Jessica was just a fan. Just a fan. Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That is actually Logic. And this guy wants to work in advertising media. Why? No room for creativity with all the accountants in charge. That is quietly. That's an ANZAC quietly giving me the heads up that no, advertising is fucking dog shit. They're all SAS psycho murderers. The only way to work in advertising is to be a murderer. And if you're not a murderer, you're going to get murdered yourself. And if you go down that path, you're either going to get murdered or you're going to die in jail. Yeah. So that's what that comment was. So that's right. That's a supporter call. Yeah. So that, Matt M. I have to agree with Ross' comment too about the underlying jerk factor. He's simply trying too hard to be witty. Overt sarcasm, self-depreciation, references to current and former pop culture favorites. It all becomes a bit repetitive and predictable in the end. It's like his primary goal was for it to become a viral sensation rather than a tool to legitimately find a job. If that's the case, then I guess he's succeeded somewhat. In saying that, I appreciate the left of center approach to resume writing. It made me realize how dull mine actually is. So Matt M is actually, that's Malcom Turnbull. Yeah. That comment was Malcom Turnbull. Yeah. Alison F is also Malcom Turnbull. That's an Anzo. That's an Anzo. That's Malcom Turnbull, anonymous, a creative love in for a guy who sounds like a pest and is just good at making coffee. That's an answer. So it's like you can see the factions sounding off. Like Nick Tapscott's cool versus Nick Tapscott's a cunt. Yeah, and Nick Tapscott's a cunt is now being led by Malcom Turnbull because it's a point of pride now. He can't back down. He's like, nah, I'm invested. Yeah, it's a sunk cost fallacy for Malcom. He's like, no, I can't lose this hand. I can't walk away from the table. I can't do it. I can't just like accept the loss. I have to keep gambling until I recoup my losses. Yeah. That's Malcom Turnbull again. 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 That's me. What are you going to do? Sue because his hair's only just okay? It's a readable CV that's taken dry information and made it mildly amusing and easy to consume. Tick. It's obviously not a Pulitzer, but I don't think that's the intent. That's me. And then this J. J is Malcom Turnbull again. Interesting CV, but I think he needs to stick to making coffees. I've come across cocky upstart types like him in the past, and all they succeed to do is anger people. Looking at their CV more objectively, there are no timelines on it. It says he has worked in over 50 places. Was he fired a lot? His only industry experience is at Clevenger, and even his work here was confined to basic administrative duties. Yeah, so that's Malcom Turnbull. At this point, Malcom Turnbull, so he's worth over $200 million. It's in 2011. Yeah. He's an MP for Wentworth. He's worth over 200 million. But Malcom Turnbull has nothing better to do than write bitchy comments on Umbrella about a barista who's being paid like fucking $18 an hour. Fuck you, Malcolm. Yeah, what a fucking spastic. But while that was Malcom Turnbull, so he's now appointed himself president of the but there's a lot of competition for that because I've already got enemies I've got East German Nazis. I've got murderous doctors from Victor Harbor. I've got Undrungada. Yeah, now the Undrungada are fucking, yeah. They're like, fuck. And they've been told, they've been warned as well. It's like, don't fucking touch that guy. Yeah. Yeah. Undrungada and Melbourne basically got told, like, look, he beat you in a fair fight. He didn't take you for any money. He didn't take any money. He could have brought you all down. That's just a taste of what he could do. And he's walked away, all right? Like, yeah. As far as he's concerned, the fight's over. He just wanted that. Because what I got from that legal action was I got a letter of apology and a reference, and that's all I wanted. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted the owner of that cafe to admit that she was wrong. And then I wanted a reference that said, like, no, he is good at making coffee. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I wanted them to admit in writing, legal writing, that I'm good at making coffee. Which was the worst thing I could possibly, she probably would have preferred to pay me $1 million than have to do that, than be a woman and admit that she was wrong. Yeah. Yeah. She was like, fuck, yeah. And so So she didn't have any power. But the Undrungada, got to, the Anzacs basically said, like, look, just walk away because, he didn't, when he sued you, he didn't take the whole thing down. He didn't sue he could sue every employer and rinse you for fucking unpaid wages for 8 years, but he didn't do that. That was just a warning shot. So all you have to do is just like, look, just leave him alone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They literally said that he's just like a brown snake. He's exactly like a brown snake, right? Just leave him in the grass, right? And just give him some space. That's it. That's all you have to do. If you run into the grass and try and step on him, he's going to bite you. But just keep your distance and you won't have a problem. That's it. That's all we're saying. Yeah. And Andromeda actually went, okay, that actually makes sense. Yeah. And so they're kind of like, look, as long as he's employed. Yeah. And the other thing that they said was like, look, part of the reason that he causes so much trouble is because you keep fucking firing him. So every time you fire him, he's out there on the street spreading, like telling everyone how fucking shit you are for firing him. So if you want him to stop spreading shit around, just leave him in one spot. Stop firing him so he's there, and then he's contained. He's contained. He's in his little snake pen. That's it. He's happy in there. You've just got a bit of hay in there. Every now and again, you drop in a mouse. Done. That's it. That's it. But yeah, if you keep running in and like stomping on the fucking mouse cage, yeah, you're gonna have the snake loose in the fucking preschool. You don't want that. So just leave him in there. All right. Just leave him there. Just leave him alone. That's it. That's what you have to do. Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, no, that actually makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because that's Nick Tapscott. He's like, yeah, he's not coming after you. He's not trying to take over your drug businesses. He's not trying to shut down. He's not trying to shut down your restaurants. He's not trying to fucking sue you for all the back wages. He's not trying to bring everything down. You know, he's not killing people. He's not violent. Like, he's not like fucking, and he's not like raping all your daughters or anything like that. So, like, look, he's harmless. Yeah, he's not worth it. It's basically, he's not worth it. And now I'm under so much scrutiny that nothing can happen to me. Because if anything happens to me, it's going to point directly back at them. Yeah, it's like, look, there's so many paper trails that lead back to you and Andromeda Goons. So obviously, if anything happens to Nick Tapscott, everyone's going to know it's you straight away. Yeah. No, okay, yeah. Right. So it gave me it was the not worth it shield. It was just the not worth it shield. It's the same shield that like cops have. Like, yeah, everyone in the underworld, like, mostly, it's kind of an unwritten rule. It's an unwritten rule in the underworld that you don't kill cops. And that's why. It's just because, like, it brings so much heat. Like, if a cop gets killed, it's like, fuck. Like, it's the worst thing you can do. Everyone's like, holy shit, that's fucked. You can kill gangsters. No one cares. But if you kill a cop, that's like, oh, no, fuck that. And everyone, all the cameras turn on you. All the lights turn on you. Yeah, resources get pumped in. Something has to happen. Someone's got to get hanged for that. Yeah. Yeah. So it was the same kind of thing. It's like, yeah, just don't fuck around with it. Yeah, that's it. So it was an uneasy piece, basically. Yeah. But Malcom Turnbull, yeah, now I'm back on his radar. And like now, because I've got the same thing with Dutton. As with Dutton, he's like, well, he's an adversary. But Malcom Turnbull is like, no, it's very personal for him. It's extremely personal. And part of the reason that it's extremely personal is this. This is new information to me, by the way. We're doing this live. This is Kitty Callahan showing me. Because, what I'm about to Google, I haven't seen it before. Yeah. But have a big sip of coffee. Okay. Now, Mr. Tapscott has never been baptized. And part of the reason that Malcom Turnbull had such a stick up his ass about the Tapscotts at Victor Harbor is that Chris Tapscott and Leah Tapscott were both atheists. And Nick Tapscott has never been baptized. Sacraments and worship. Presbyterians recognize only two sacraments as being commanded by Scripture. Baptism, administered to both infants and adults, it is seen as a sign and seal of God's covenant of grace. And the Lord's Supper communion viewed as a spiritual nourishment where Christ is really present in a spiritual sense rather than in a literal physical sense. And also this, church governance. The name Presbyterian comes from the Greek word presbyteros, meaning elder. Ruled by elders. Local churches are governed by a session composed by the minister, teaching elder, and elected by lay leaders, ruling elders. Connectionalism. Individual churches are connected through a hierarchy of governing bodies. the Presbyteries regional, synods larger regions, and General Assembly national. Malcom Turnbull, very quietly. And it's got, yeah. Malcom Turnbull, very quietly, is the head of the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church of Australia. Now, he's kept that very DL because he didn't want it to hurt his political career. Because he's working in media, he's working in communications. But that's what he is. It's effectively, it's like being a Freemason. It's effectively being a Freemason. Not dissimilar to Opus Dei, but not the same as Opus Dei. They're both Christian cultists. Malcom Turnbull is quietly the boss of the Australian Presbyterian Church. And therefore, it's his sovereign duty he is the representative of God. Malcom Turnbull believes that he is the representative of God. Sovereignty of God. Presbyterians believe God is the supreme authority over the universe and all human affairs. Authority of Scripture. The Bible is considered the only infallible rule of faith and practice. Salvation by grace. Salvation is viewed as a gift from God, achieved through faith in Jesus Christ alone, rather than through human efforts or good works. Predestination. Historically, this is the belief that God has already chosen certain individuals for salvation. And the Trinity, belief in one God, three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So, Nick Tapscott has never been baptized. Malcom Turnbull, not only has he been baptized, but he's risen through the ranks of the Presbyterian Church. He's a church leader. Nick Tapscott is an unwashed heathen. Malcom Turnbull is an elder. The teaching elder, yeah. Malcom Turnbull is a teaching elder. And he's also at the top of the hierarchy. And remember what I was saying about hierarchical thinking of Nazis, and especially, Malcom Turnbull. He's like, I haven't heard from my higher ups. No one's told me to think Nick Tapscott's cool. I haven't heard it from anyone above me. No one above me has picked up the phone and said, like, okay, Nick Tapscott is cool. And that's the only way. That's the only way. Anyone who thinks that Nick Tapscott is cool is actually going against the word of God, because Malcom Turnbull is a representative of God. He's ordained. Yeah. He's empowered. Doctrinal standards. Most Presbyterian denominations subscribe to the Westminster Confession of Faith, 1647, as a subordinate standard to the Bible, providing a clear system of their doctrines. And we're just going to go. Yeah. Malcom Turnbull has moral authority that's been handed to him by God to tell Nick Tapscott what to do, because Nick Tapscott is unbaptized. Malcom Turnbull is baptized. That grants him the moral authority. Malcom Turnbull believes he is the Son of Man. Is that what it is? Yeah. Malcom Turnbull believes he is the Son of Man. Fucking hell. Fuck you, Turnbull. Yeah. The Westminster Confession of Faith, or simply Westminster Confession, is a reformed confession of faith drawn up by the 1646 Westminster Assembly as part of the Westminster Standards. And now, the Westminster Assembly in 1646, the Westminster Assembly of Divines was a council of divines, theologians, and members of the English Parliament appointed from 1643 to 1653 to restructure the Church of England. Several Scots also attended, and the Assembly's work was adopted by the Church of Scotland. Now, that's important because my mother's maiden name is Shannon. My grandfather was Lindsay Shannon. My grandfather was Lindsay Shannon. My uncle was Tim Shannon, and my other uncle was Mike Shannon. The Shannons, now there are two types of Shannon. There are Irish Shannons, and there are Scottish Shannons. I'm a Scottish Shannon. Malcom Turnbull is very, very English. Very, very, very English. His middle name is Bligh, Malcolm Bligh Turnbull. He's named Malcolm Bligh Turnbull after his distant relative, William Bligh, the Navy Vice Admiral and Governor of New South Wales. He was a colonial administrator who served as the Governor of New South Wales from 1806 to 1808. He is best known for his role in the mutiny on the HMS Bounty, which occurred in 1789 when the ship was under his command. The reasons behind the mutiny continued to be debated after being set adrift in Bounty's launch by the mutineers. Bligh and those loyal to him stopped for supplies in Tafua, losing one man to native attacks. Bligh and his men reached Timor alive after a journey of 3,000 blah, 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 blah. Mutiny on the Bounty, however, was in 1789. Disaffected crew member led by acting Lieutenant Fletcher Christian. Apparently that's relevant. Okay, we're going to do some Google Maps. Now, this is non-violent Google Maps. So I'm being guided by Kitty Gillen. She's giving me directions. I'm driving. So I'm going to get very frustrated and yell at her. She's going, don't yell at me. You're always so mean. I can't. I'm trying. No, it's not like that. We aren't like that. But basically, what I'm trying to get to here is that Malcolm Turnbull thinks that he's aristocracy. And he is. His family is aristocracy. My family is not aristocracy. Yeah, okay, so here we have England. Where did this guy come from? Cumberland. Yeah, there you go. Right up the north there. Yeah. That's where that dude came from. Terence Fletcher. So this is actually Malcom Turnbull. Malcom Turnbull believes that this Malcom Turnbull versus Nick Tapscott is actually a continuation. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Malcom Turnbull believes that Malcom Turnbull versus Nick Tapscott and Nick Tapscott versus the doctors of Victor Harbor is a continuation of the beef between the Scots and the British aristocracy. Because Colin Ingham and David Batt, their families were both quite well-to-do back in England. They're very white. They're very, very white. Wait. Yeah, so basically, Turnbull is a name that can't. No. Yeah. Yeah. The surname Turnbull has a legendary origin in Scotland, said to come from a man named Rule who saves King Robert the Bruce from charging Bull, earning him the name Turn the Bull, and lands at Bedrule, where this romantic story is popular. While this romantic story is popular, the name likely stems from Middle English turn and bowl, meaning to turn a bull, possibly as an occupational name for a bull herder, or as a nickname for a strong man with roots in Anglo-Saxon or French strong and bold. Trombold. So that's the legend. But it's actually from Middle English, from turnin to turn, bull, describing someone who could turn a bull or a bull herder. So basically it just means cattle salesman. Yeah, or more accurately, a slave trader. He can turn a bull. Bull is synonymous with men, like beef eaters. They're soldiers because they eat men, they consume men, they're killers. They're soldiers, they're warriors. A bull is a man, obviously. So this guy can turn a bull. He's a turn bull. He's a slave trader. Originally, yeah, their family were slave traders. Yeah. My family, however, I don't really know much about the distant origins, but the Shannons of... Okay, apparently I can Google that right now. The name Shannon has both Irish and Scottish origins. Now, we're Scottish. Scottish origins. The key Scottish root is the Gaelic word Sinacalias, meaning skilled storyteller. True. Tradition bearer. linked to ancient Scottish clans. The surname is tied to ancient Scottish clan from the Hebrides, with early recordings appearing in Kintyre. Early Scottish spellings included Shannon, Shanane, and sometimes seen in variations of Mac, Goyler, Tinasanol, son of servant, Sanal in County Clare, Ireland. While strongly Irish, the Shannon surname established deep roots in Scotland from the 14th century, often from a distinct lineage of Scottish storytellers, leading to its dual Irish-Scottish heritage. Yeah. So, what we're trying to get at there is that Malcom Turnbull, the Turnbulls, were Saxon invaders. They were Saxon invaders. Where are the Saxons from? The Saxons originated as a Germanic tribal confederation from the North Sea coast of modern-day northern Germany, the Netherlands, and Denmark. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So we can see there, yeah, it's like fucking Norway and Denmark. Mostly Denmark. Yeah, now, the Saxons were also, yes, the Saxons were a key people within the Holy Roman Empire, forming one of its core Germanic duchies with the Saxon dynasty, the Ottonians, establishing the empire in the 10th century. Now, don't forget the Ottoman Empire is what the English and the French fought against in World War I. That's not a coincidence. Establishing the empire in the 10th century, though the HRE itself was a multi-ethnic entity incorporating Franks, Swabians, Bavarians, and others, and later becoming increasingly German. They are the Nazis. Malcom Turnbull's family, Mr Tapscott's family, the Shannons of Scotland. Now, the name Tapscott actually appeared in Middle England after the invasion of William the Conqueror. So he's the one who came in and like basically, oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Nazis. Yeah, William the Conqueror arrived. And he went up to York, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So the Saxons, it used to be just the Angles in England. And the Shannons were the Angles. And then the Saxons decided to turn up. And they attacked York. And that's where the Anglo-Saxons came from. But you always had that was that Nazis. They were the fucking Nazis. They were fucking Nazis. They were the Holy Roman Empire Nazis. Attacking England, attacking the cool storytellers, the Shannons, in Scotland. It's that same fucking fight. It is. Malcom Turnbull, his family, were Nazi slave traders. Mr Tapscott's family, cool storytellers. It's the same fucking thing. Now, all of that shit that I just went through, Malcom Turnbull also did that. He also did that. He did his research. He did his research on Mr Tapscott. He's like, who the fuck is this guy? Because at first I was just like a rapscallion. It's like, think your doctor's daughter's material, do you? Well, I'm a Rhodes Scholar. How dare he? How dare the common riffraff? The commoner, the riffraff commoner. How dare he? And that's that same fight. Captain William Bligh was Malcolm Turnbull's distant relative. The other guy who kicked him off the fucking mutiny on the Bounty was Scottish. It's the same fucking fight, and Malcolm Turnbull's like, holy shit. Yeah, now this guy, this Nick Tapscott, he looks, yeah, he's like, well, okay. That's one of the first questions he asked, actually. Yeah, it's like, and that's why. Because if you remember with the other video, it's like, no, they, like, I put a t-shirt in the wash and it had Christ rotting corpse. And like, oh, you can't have that. You can't wear that around. It's like, that's why I don't. That's why I don't. Yeah, but that was the thing. Because and that's what they weren't telling me. And that's why I couldn't get a straight answer out of them. It was like, oh, he's not baptized. He is not baptized. His family aren't Christian. Malcolm Turnbull makes calls. He's like, did you know? And it's a Christian school. Yeah, did you know? Mr. Lamb. That guy, he's from Victor, considers himself a bit of a ladies' man. Thinks he's doctor's daughter material. And also isn't baptized. Now, I'm a Presbyterian. I have the moral authority granted to me by God, to impress his will upon the people, upon the region, the entire nation. Yeah, and like that's why he's like, well, I've been elected. Yeah, I'm rich for a reason. This is his thinking. He's like, I'm rich for a reason. I'm smart for a reason. Yeah, and like, yeah, it's this shit. Yeah. Yeah. Core theological beliefs. Predestination. Historically, this is the belief that God has already chosen certain individuals for salvation. Yeah, so that's what he thinks. He's like, right, I'm rich for a reason. I was born into privilege for a reason. I'm holy for a reason. I'm a very spiritual man. Because behind the scenes, he is. He's like reading the Bible. Yes. There's the word of God, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it at all. And he's mostly just reading the Paul the Apostle dog shit, the Nazi propaganda. He's reading that. He's reading and rereading that. Yeah. The basic, like he's colonization, the person. Malcolm Turnbull is like the personification of colonization. He's like, no, they're heathens. We got to come out. Yeah, terra nullius. He literally believes this. Yeah, he literally believes this. Yeah. Malcolm Turnbull believes that terra nullius is legit. He's like, no, but but it says in the Constitution, Malcolm, they got to Australia, and it was terra nullius. Like no one was here. But that's not true, because what about the Australian Aborigine? And he's like, no, but they're not. But they're not. They're not baptized, for one thing. May as well not be people. Yeah, he genuinely believes that. He's like, no, it was God's plan for us whiteys, William Bligh, the governor of South Australia, and all the other fucking slave trading scumbags. It was God's plan for us to turn up to Australia and either A, enslave the Australian Aborigine, or B, wipe them out. Because that's, we have the moral authority to do that. To manifest destiny. Yeah, that's it. But if you actually read the Bible, Kitty Callahan never says anything about that. Any of that shit. She never says. Kitty Callahan never at any point says, sail a boat to the other side of the world and shoot black people. No, she never says that. Ever. There's nothing, you can't interpret that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Where did you get that? What chapter is that? What chapter is that? Like, well, I'm pretty sure what God meant to say is that if you're white and you have an accent like this one, and you're a Rhodes Scholar, then it's your moral imperative. You have the moral authority. Nationwide. Yeah, and all that shit, all of his life is playing in. All his life is playing into this thinking. Like the predestinate, well, God has a plan. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm in fucking Wentworth, like I'm in the seat of Wentworth. I made a shit ton of cash really easily. I'm a Rhodes Scholar. You know, all of this stuff is adding up in his brain. He's like, that's me. Okay, that's me. That's me. But he is across. He is across the Son of Man concept. And that's why he thinks he's like, okay, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. When did he first start thinking that? In the 60s, Kitty Callahan? Yeah. She's like, you said it like you thought of it. Yeah, but no, Kitty Callahan just said, yeah, in the 60s. In the 60s, Malcom Turnbull decided, I'm the guy. Did someone else tell him? Someone else said it to him. Yeah, you're the guy, Malcom Turnbull, for sure. Yeah, because he was like a Rhodes Scholar and rich. Yeah. He would have just been a teenager. Yeah. And holy. Yeah. So he's like, he was strong with the scripture. Brother Turnbull, you are strong with the scriptures. But that just means he can fucking memorize. Yeah. Doesn't mean anything. Like, it's a memory game. That's it. That's all he's doing. He can parrot things. He can parrot. He can memorize numbers. He can memorize like I think you mean like book of sonnets, chapter 3, line 28. Hearest thou dost thine sword upon thy breast. But that doesn't mean shit. If you don't understand what the fucking words say, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares? If you can memorize a fucking page number or a chapter number or whatever. Yeah. The Psalms. I've memorized them all. John 3:16. Like, no one fucking cares. Me and Kitty don't give a shit. That's not why we wrote it. No. You're not supposed to. No. It's the same as fucking Star Wars. It's like Star Wars nerds. Exactly. It's like, yeah, well, I remember. I know the name of the costume designer's little sister, of the guy who made Darth Vader's mask. It's like, yeah, but do you understand the movie though? Like, do you understand what happened in the movie? Do you understand all the nah? Yeah, they don't get that. But they can memorize facts, and that's it. Yeah, and so someone in church is like, oh, the scripture is strong with you, Malcolm, young Malcom Turnbull. Scripture is strong with you. Now, but Malcom Turnbull, he's also getting his head cooked. So he's getting his head cooked by his family because his dad is the same. His dad is like a gangster fucking property investor. He's distantly, and he's like, your family line has been in Australia for hundreds of years. It's our moral imperitude. That's a word we just made up. To manage Australia in the way God intended, and that is buy all the land and kill everyone that isn't white. That's it. Yeah. That's what, yeah. And Malcom Turnbull's like just fucking eating that shit up. It's like, yes, sick. And he's sailing his yachts and stuff. He's like, well, I can do two things. I'm a Rhodes Scholar and I can sail yachts. I mean, come on, Son of Man, for sure. What? Yeah. How come you fucking spaz? Anyway, so all of this shit is adding up in his brain. All of this shit is adding up in his brain. And he reads that CV. Yeah, and he's like, fucking this Mr Tapscott character. He's like, nah. He is a sergeant at best. Now it's darker than that. That's not just what he was thinking. We sort of like, because we wanted to tease it the other day. It was like, we just wanted to tease it. He's not thinking that at all. He's thinking all the way back to the colonial times. He's thinking even further beyond that because he does his research. He's like, well, okay, so, yeah, because people are going, well, he's an Anzac, Malcolm. He's an Anzac. Yeah, because he gets told that's right. The Anzacs say, back the fuck off that guy. Right? Because his family, hardcore, they're Anzacs. And he looks them up and he's like, oh, Shannon's a Victor Harbor, whatever. Yeah, they're war heroes and shit, but they're just grunts. But it's darker. It's darker than just thinking that. Because they're not officers. He's like, well, so what? Because I'm related to William Bligh. He was an admiral. Yeah, but it's not just that. That's not just what he's thinking. He's thinking They're Scottish. They're Angles. They're not Anglo-Saxon, like my ancestors were in England. We were wealthy landowners. That's what he's thinking. But actually, which is, now we know, is synonymous with, like, they were murderous Nazis who enslaved people. Made a shit ton of cash by selling people into slavery. Yeah. And then they knew all that. That's what the whole convict scheme, what the transportation scheme was. It was slavery. Yeah, it was like, well, we'll cook up some dog shit charges, so you'll get arrested for, like, we'll force you into homelessness, or we'll force you into homelessness. We'll make it impossible to make a living. You'll be a peasant. We'll kick you off the land. Yeah, you get fired from your farming job or whatever. We'll kick you off the land. You'll be forced into the city. In the city, in order to survive, you'll need to steal food. We'll arrest you for stealing that food. You'll be charged and you'll be sentenced to transportation. You'll be sent to the colonies as a convict. But really, it's just a slavery scheme. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's like, okay, you've been enslaved. We're enslaving you. Yeah, we're legally enslaving you. It's a legal loop. It's a dog shit legal loophole way to enslave people. Yeah. And this is why Malcom Turnbull, right now, is very slowly spit roasting. Aldous Harding has got him spiked at both ends. She's got one down his throat and one up his ass. And he's very slowly turning like a rotisserie chicken over an extremely hot fire. And that's what he does all day, every day. The process begins again. Yeah, until he dies. Until it kills him. And then he wakes up again. He's still in hell. He's still in his prison cell. And then at the same time, it's like, well, 9:05, Malcolm. Time for your appointment. He's like, fuck. And then roasts again. Yeah. And this is why. Because this fucking spastic dog. That's why he thought. Yeah. So it's not just it's not just that he looked up my family and saw, okay, they were just soldiers. We were officer class. And it's not just that he looked up my family and thought, I'm in the church and he's not baptized. And it's not just that he looked up our family and thought, they're Scottish and we were wealthy landowners. We were the wealthy landowners. Yeah. We were the wealthy landowning aristocracy. He thought, I'm a free settler and you are a convict. That's what he thought. He looked at Mr. Tapscott and he thought to himself, I am a free settler and you are a convict. And that is why your destiny, as determined by God, is to be forced onto the street until you have to steal food to survive, at which point you'll be arrested and thrown in jail. And then you'll be serving your function, which is just to do what you're fucking told. He literally tried to make me a convict. He's like, you are an Aussie convict. That's what you are, and that's what you're going to be. That's why I went to jail. That is why Mr. Tapscott went to jail. Because Malcom Turnbull said there are two types of people in this country. The free settlers and the convicts. You, Nick Tapscott, are a convict. No living in a house for you. No money for you. You steal to survive. And then we'll throw you in jail. He genuinely believed that. Malcom Turnbull genuinely believed that. And that is why I went to jail. That's why I went to jail. Because Malcom Turnbull put the order out. He said no. Yeah, because he's in the SAS. The most prestigious military organization there is. He put the order out. Anyone aids Nick Tapscott will be aiding. Yeah, this is before I was convicted of anything. We'll be aiding a criminal, and you will be treated as such. You'll be treated as a traitor, and we'll kill you. Yeah, and that's why the entire world, or at least all of Australia, has been trying to pull down Mr. Tapscott into homelessness and servitude. He's literally trying to enslave me because in his mind, I'm a convict. He thinks, no, he's convict class. That's what he is. That's what he is. So what we had to, and yeah, the reason we had to play along is because I jumped the gun. Because if I hadn't have written that letter to Meredith, that letter to Meredith, I would have just kept like living quietly, like ideally flying under the radar. Kitty Callahan and Tara Bennett are watching me dutifully until the time is right, and then I break cover at the same time the rest of the Turbo Babes do. But Mr. Tapscott is a little too fucking impetuous for his own good and jumps the gun and writes a letter to a fucking music festival 2 years early. And that fucks everything up. It's also like, fuck, he's broken cover early. Because Malcom Turnbull, because he's hearing all the rumors. And he's already convinced himself that he's the son of man. And that's why he's doing shit like, so that was in the 60s. In the 80s, that's why he's fucking around with Mr. Tapscott. Because he's reading the scripture that says, Jesus said when the Son of Man gets here, he's going to fuck shit up and blah, blah, blah. He's going to tell you what's right and wrong, and he's going to, like, put sinners in their place and all that shit. So he's like, well, I'm the Son of Man. Why wait? That's me. That's my moral authority. Yeah, I have the authority of the Son of Man. I am the Son of Man. And no one's disagreeing with him. So that's why he's like, well, I can fuck around with people. Yeah, because I'm just exercising my authority as the Son of Man. That's Malcom Turnbull. Yeah. So, but he's hearing all the other rooms like, well, maybe Nick Tapscott's the Son of Man now, because like he keeps doing stuff that makes him fucking famous and shit. And he's got a budget of zero, and you've got a budget of fucking hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're just an MP. Like, he's got nothing. Like, he's on the bare bones of us. He's trying to be private. He's trying to not be famous, but he keeps accidentally doing things that make him fucking super famous. Have you ever danced at a music festival? Malcolm. Because Nick Tapscott did it. He just went to a music festival. And it's all the same arguments that I said that I've been saying. It's like, I'm fucking... Okay, there are 10,000 people at that music festival. Obviously, it's a music festival. There's going to be dancing. Let's assume it's 50-50. Let's assume it's a 50-50 split, right? So you got 5,000 men and 5,000 women. And 1 in 5,000 men at a music festival who dances at a music festival. But when I do it, I'm not the first person to put jokes on a TV. But when I do it, yeah, I'm not the first person to take legal action against a fucking employer. It wasn't even like super high profile. It's not like I was like, okay, yeah. It's not like fucking, Aaron Brockovich is like, well, a class action. Like, you poisoned my family, and now I need a $1 billion payout. No, it's nothing like that. Like, I didn't take down a fucking massive oil giant. It's just like a dude or one guy suing a tiny cafe. And not even for money. For just like a letter that says, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Yeah. Yeah. And so that adds no, he's a convict. Ironically, my family, my actual family, both of them, we're all free settlers. The Shannons in South Australia have been free settlers in South Australia for 6 generations. With the Rumbelow clan, we're there like right at the start, like the 1813, yeah, the early 1800s. We're in South Australia. We were free settlers there. The Tapscotts were free settlers starting at the turn of the last century, at the start of the 20th century. That's when we arrived. Both wings of my family are free settlers. Malcom Turnbull's distant relatives were actually convicts. He is related to that governor, but he's related to fucking up. He's obviously just like everyone else. You're related to a shit ton of people. Everyone in the world is probably related to both a president and a fucking homeless dude. A heroin addict. Like, it doesn't mean shit, especially if it's like a fucking couple of 100 years ago. But he's been cooked. He's been cooked by this propaganda. Yeah, it gets darker, apparently. Yeah. Because that's the question I asked. It was like, well, why can't we just, because we've told everyone else to just fuck off. I've been saying just fuck off to everyone. And that's part of the Mr. Tapscott power. That's the Son of Man power. He's like, I can tell people to fuck off, and they can't kill me. So why didn't we just tell Malcom Turnbull to fuck off? And that's because, and this is going to like piss a lot of people off. That's because now, and I've already, we've established on the so there, and I've explained about the factions of the SAS. So you've got the boomer faction of the SAS. They're the old school. Yeah, they're the old school. They're the baby boomers. And then you've got the new school faction. The new school faction of the SAS. That's the advertising. That's all the monkeys. That's the advertising agency. Like the monkeys, the agency, not like literal. Like, that's not derogatory. That's not a pejorative. Yeah. It's like there was an advertising agency called the Monkeys, which is now known as Droga 5. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's all the SAS. They're all the leadership. So Barbara Humphries, Scott Detrick, Scott Nowland, Justin Drake, all of those fucksticks. Matt Burton, Chris, fucking Hillary Badger. That's the new school faction. That's the advertising faction. And then you got the old school boomer faction. And they fucking, they don't hate each other, but they don't like each other either. They don't. So it's Bondi. So it's Bondi versus Double Bay. Bondi versus Point Piper. It's that clash, right? So just about, it's like lockouts. Yeah. King's Cross party scenesters. Bang Gang and like the presets and that team. Versus Double Bay, Vaucluse. Yeah, it's Bondi versus Vaucluse. That's what it is. Yeah. So they're pretty close together. They work together when it's convenient. So Malcom Turnbull of this faction puts the word out. Now, this faction, as we've established, they are Hamas. They went, you know what's a cool idea? Why just stage one false flag attack? You know? Why put our fate into the hands of like other randoms? You know? Instead of just like pulling some strings and getting another terror organization to stage a singular false flag attack on our behalf, why don't we just have our own terror organization, and then we can stage as many fucking false flag attacks as we want? So that was this faction. So they founded Hamas. Now Malcolm, this faction's fully aware of it, fully across it. They're fully down for that plan. They were 100% down for that plan. 100% down for it, but it was this faction. This faction was spearheading it, backed by corporate Australia. This faction didn't have that much to do with it, but this faction did it. Now we know, as the other thing that was established is like this faction staged. They are Hamas, and they're the ones who carried out the October 7 attacks. That's this faction of the Australian SAS. That's the advertising faction. That's the Bondi faction, and they did that when Mr Tapscott got an apartment in Elizabeth Bay and a high-paying job. I was making $3,000 a week. Yeah, that's what that faction did. Now, they did that because this faction, Malcom Turnbull said, Nick Tapscott, at the end of 2021, when the rumours went around, that Nick Tapscott does indeed have space powers. And Nick Tapscott's walking around. And Nick Tapscott, like, he's let the cat out of the bag with the fucking... with the letter to Meredith, and everyone's like, fuck, that's the guy for sure. And then everyone's like, all the intelligence agencies are lighting up around the world. And now it's not just me and my people saying it. It's not just locals saying it. It's DARPA. It's like, no, that's him. That's definitely him, and we own him. Yeah. And it's fucking MI6. No, that's him. That's the guy. We own him. We own him. Yeah, he works for us. And a CIA. No, we own him. He's ours. This is the White House. Skull and Bones. We own him. He belongs to us. Yeah. At that stage... this faction, the Boomer faction, the Malcom Turnbull faction, Malcom Turnbull said, Nick Tapscott is a convict. No, Nick Tapscott is a convict. There are two types of people. There are two types of people in Australia. There's the free settlers and there are the convicts. Nick Tapscott is a convict. Yeah. Partially motivated by jealousy. And he's partially motivated by the fact that he actually believes that and he's a fucking spastic dog. And that's why. He's suffering horribly in hell right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's a convict. Malcom Turnbull put the word out. He is a convict. If he earns money, the SAS will act. Because that's the path of the convict, as I just established. You're forced into homelessness. Once you're on the street, you have to commit crimes to survive because you don't have any money. You have to steal food. Once you start stealing food, you get arrested for that. Then you're in the prison system. Once you're in the prison system, they own you. They can do whatever the fuck they want with you. They can transport you. They literally do. That's why they were shuffling me around, jail to jail. They were transporting me. That's his thinking. He's like, no, it's transportation. It's exactly the way Australia was founded. It was transportation. Yeah, we transport. He was sentenced to transportation. Yeah, that's Malcom Turnbull. He did that. So he puts the word out at the end of 2021, and that's why my sister was getting fucking expensive presents and shit while I was getting. Oh, and I got sent. Yeah, he didn't have anything. No, that was Naruhito. But like, yeah, he was like, no, don't give him any money. That's the end of his career. That's it. That's the end of his career. He never earns $1 again. Yeah, he'll never earn $1 again. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's his destiny. That's God's That's God's plan for him. Yeah. And also, it's baked in, like, because he's been tricked by the propaganda that says Jesus was a poor cunt. Yeah. Even though he thought he was the son of man, but he's also like a fucking nearly a billionaire. Yeah. Fucking fucks, dude. Yeah. Yeah, so he puts the word out. Nick Tapscott is not to earn any money. He used to be a homeless guy. That's it. That's it. And if he goes against our wishes, he will elicit a very violent reaction. Malcom Turnbull was the one that said, and again, based on my thinking, when I because that was the thing at the 2017, Malcom Turnbull was Prime Minister at this time. In 2017, when I fucking wrecked that music festival, because that was him that gave the order to fucking pull me down. Because he heard about my antics. He was Prime Minister at this time. And so he was the one that said, okay, we're gonna fucking, at this festival, he's gonna turn up and we're gonna Zeitzes on him. What can we do? Farmed it out to an advertising agency. Hillary Badger wrote the line. I just feel sorry for the guy. He hasn't had a girlfriend in 10 years. Just really socially awkward. That was Malcom Turnbull that commissioned that via Auntie Meredith. That was Malcom Turnbull. Yeah, and then I pushed them back. I'm like, well, fucking bang. Bang. Yeah, I wrecked. Like, it's like, well, if you're going to do that, I'll wreck all of you. Yeah. And mixed into the people that I wrecked were SAS and daughters of the Boomer faction. It was daughters of the Boomer faction. Now, I'm already on his radar. That's how I originally fucking realized who I was. Because doctors is like, our daughters want to fuck him. We hate him. And now again, we're in a situation. He's poked me and I've fucking come back 10 times harder. And I've drilled in and I've just like, fuck you. Like, and just ripped the hearts out of all these girls. And these girls were daughters and granddaughters, mostly daughters, of this Boomer faction of SAS. And Malcom Turnbull again, he's like, he's fucking with daughters again. That's it. He's convict. Yeah. He's convict. And in the background, he's trying as hard as he can to suppress my career. And I can't get a job in advertising. I've never been able to get a job in an advertising agency anyway. But what I can do is get jobs at like corporates, like big corporations and stuff. So I'm pretty sure in 2017, what was I working at? I was working somewhere. Yeah, I was just coming into fucking I was just coming into work at Dan Murphy's. Yeah, I was working client side. Yeah, and in that Dan Murphy's, he had spies in there, and they were fucking around with me. SAS spies. Yeah, they were fucking around with me. Yeah. And then all that shit. Yeah, and then that was 2017. Yeah, and I actually took a holiday as well. I drove down to Tasmania and I went to Port Arthur. And that pissed him off apparently. Because he's like, why is he there? And then is that where he got the idea? Fuck. He got the idea. Yeah, because he didn't, and so before that, he didn't think I was a convict before that. But he got the idea. He's a convict. Because I went, yeah. So I was working after that Meredith. That Meredith happened when I did the Terminator thing. 2017 Meredith happened. I started work at Dan Murphy's the next day, and I referenced that in the letter. I blasted back up the highway to Sydney to start my new contract the next day. That's how much I love you, auntie. Yeah, yeah. But Sylvia, that was Sylvia's reference. Yeah. Yeah. And then I got fired. 6 months later, I got fired. And then that was SAS. That was this faction. That was the Bondi faction of SAS. Fired me, got me fired. Because, like, whatever we can take, we will take. Yeah, and he's like, okay, there's an opportunity for us to get him sacked, so we will. Yeah. Okay. Now, straight after that, I went to Dark Mofo. I drove the Starlet to Tasmania. And the fact that I was just driving the Starlet drove them all batshit nuts. I don't know why. It was like the long distance driving. It was like, you can't do it. You're skillful at something. So I drove. I had this trip planned. I was like, well, I can still go. So I drove down there, put my car on the boat. Meanwhile, Leah Tapscott is getting sicker and sicker because of on the orders of Malcom Turnbull. Her brain has been irradiated. So fuck you, Malcom Turnbull. That's another thing that's going to happen to him in hell. Yeah. Anyway, I drove down to Melbourne, put my car on the boat, Spirit of Tasmania, got off at fucking wherever Devonshire or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I can't remember. Davenport. Yeah, and then drove to Hobart. And then while I was there, did some stuff in Hobart, and then went down to Port Arthur. Drove down to Port Arthur, did a ghost tour, checked it out, whatever. And then that is where Malcom Turnbull, because he heard about that, he's like, well, what's he been up to? And he's fucking fuming now. Because now everyone else is saying, like, yeah. Because they was like, well, how the fuck did he know? How did he know who the AFP were and who the fucking... Yeah, Dutton's in there, and now all the Liberal Party. Because they're all, like, it's all the cabinet. They're like, fuck. Because it was all AFP. In that rampage, I, like, took out, like, AFP. I took out fucking SAS. I took out a handful of, like, yeah, but it was, like, very targeted. Like, how the fuck did he know who they were? How the fuck did he know who they were? He does have space files. Fuck. And Malcom Turnbull was just, like, breaking. Oh, my God. Like, well, where is he now? And I'm being followed the whole way. I didn't realize this. I was under surveillance the entire time. By everyone. By ASIS. By Australian Civil Directory. By ASIO. By the SAS. And probably as well. Yeah, and definitely the CIA. And definitely the FBI. And definitely Mossad. And this is where the clusterfuck. Yeah, they're all, like, piling in now. And the good Anzacs. And they're there saying, like, anyway, don't fucking touch him. We'll fuck you up. We'll fuck you up. Yeah. He's like, well, he's in Port Arthur, is he? Well. So he's got to think for convicts. This gives me an idea. Yeah, and that's when he decides that there are two types of people in Australia, convicts and free settlers. Nick Tapscott is a convict. He is a convict. And his destiny is to live out. And that's why they kept saying, aren't you an Aussie? Yeah, he has to repeat the historical arrival in Australia. Yeah, and this is his head. Oh my fucking God, you are so fucking stupid, Turnbull. You are going to be in hell. I'm going to keep you in there for a few universes, I think. Yeah. You're going to be in there for a very long time. Yeah. Yeah. Nick Tapscott has to arrive in Australia. Yeah, this is where he cooked up this scheme. He's like, okay, Nick Tapscott is a convict and he has to arrive in Australia. And the way the convicts arrived in Australia was that they were transported here. So Nick Tapscott has to become a homeless dude, get arrested for stealing food specifically. Yeah, get arrested for stealing food specifically. Be sent to prison and then transported. And then arrive in Australia. And then that will be his big arrival in Australia, just like the convicts. But just like the convicts, it means I'm the governor. Malcom Turnbull is like, well, just like Captain Bligh, I'm the governor. I'm the Prime Minister. I'll be the governor. This is how it's playing out in his brain. I'll be the governor. And he works for me for free until I release him from his fucking servitude. And which is just arbitrary, which is just when he says so. I'll release him from his servitude. I'll release him from his servitude. And he will... I'll release him from his servitude. And then he'll just be... Yeah, that'll just be a citizen. We won't pay him anything for that. But that's the thing. Yeah, he has to arrive in Australia. Yeah. This is the harebrained... This is Malcom Turnbull. He came up with this. So when did he come up with that? 2017, 2018? Yeah. Now, meanwhile, my people go like, no, we'll get you a good job. I get a job in fucking Optus. And which is grinding his gears because he's like, no, he has to begin now. Yeah, he has to start being homeless now. And that's why I got fired from fucking Dan Murphy's. Yeah. Like, nah, he's homeless now. He's broken homeless now. But I kept getting work. And it was confounding him. He's like, what the fuck? I put the order out. He's not supposed to get work. And everyone's like, like this faction's like, we're trying. But he keeps finding ways in. He keeps finding ways in. He keeps finding ways in. He keeps picking up freelance booking. So where did I go from there? Yeah, KO. Leo, yeah, Leo Burnett, that's right. Yeah. So Leo Burnett, straight after that Tasmania trip, I went to Leo Burnett for 3 months, 2 months or 3 months. It was in Melbourne. So the Melbourne faction were happy. Malcom Turnbull was fucking spitting. He's like, fuck, I thought I said he's not supposed to work anywhere. It's like, well, we thought so too, but you found a way in. They hired him, so I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and then my people, because obviously they're double agents. They're like, oh, we didn't realize. Like, I don't know, he was available. We just put him in. Did you want us to not hire him? He's like, yeah, I fucking said don't hire him. Don't hire him. Yeah, because now he's like all this shit is in your brain. I can write, yeah, and it's cooked in as well with the fact that he's reading my writing and I've been writing stories. Yeah. And so this is him. I can write a fucking story. I can write a story. I'll write a story with you as the main character, Mr Tapscott. You're a convict. You're a convict and I'm the governor. Yeah, this is him. This is fucking legitimately Malcom Turnbull, the Prime Minister of Australia. As opposed to, hey, Nick. What's up? I mean, are you the son of man or not? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I just want to be a copywriter and drink some beers. That's it. It's like, wait, are you not even trying to be the son of man? It's like, no, I literally just want to go to work and drink beer and maybe get laid with a hot girl. That's it. That's my plan. That's my evil scheme for world domination. Like, yeah, because they can't. Yeah, they're like, fuck to them, because that's how they all are. They're all scheming. So everything they do is like an angle. It's like, oh, okay, how will this make me prime minister? Yeah. How will this move me up the ranks? Yeah. So he's fucking fuming. He's like, fuck. Wait, that was pre-2017 though. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, and he's reading my writing. He's like, no, that's like, fuck, I can write a story. Yeah, now it's a rivalry thing. He has to write a story with me in it. Yeah. He's read my other screenplays. And now these faction as well are like, we want him dead. He's not to do any writing. And the Malcom Turnbull faction is like, I'm like, he's not to have a career. He's a convict. He's a convict. He has to be homeless. Yeah. Spastic. So, yeah, I go to Leo straight up to Dan Murphy's. Get fired from there as well. Because for taking a phone call that says like, would you like to move back to Sydney? I say yes. I got a job at KO Sports. Apparently they didn't get the memo either. But that's why Fox Sports was circling me. Yeah, because Julian Ogren is Opus Dei / ASIS. And that's a different faction altogether from SAS. They don't actually like SAS. Yeah. And so he's like, well, we'll hire him. Yeah. And so they're actually like, well, this is victory over the SAS because he works for us and not you. Yeah. But Ogren was a cunt. Anyway, I'm like, well, you're a spastic too, though. You fucking fuckstick. Yeah. Yeah, and this is why as well, no one's talking to me. Like, yeah, because that was Ogren's thing. He talked to everyone else in the office except me. I'm like, have I done something? What? But it's just because, like, fucking so many people wanted to kill me that I had no idea about. So many people wanted to kill me. And then that was in 2018. So that was straight up, yeah, the 2017. No, how the fuck? It must have been. Yeah, no, so I did work at Leo's after that, Meredith. Yeah, and then the 2018 Meredith, I just didn't turn up. And then that fucked. Yeah, because Malcom Turnbull was like, well, next time, when he turns up to the next one, we've got some surprises in store for him then. What was he planning? What was he planning to do? Could he kill him? Like, get me bashed or something? Like, yeah. He's going to get me bashed. Maybe kidnapped. Murder me? Nah, he wasn't going to murder me. He was just going to bash me. Yeah. Maybe, nah, just bashed. Yeah. Get teeth knocked out. Yeah. To give me the convict look. Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, he needs to, yeah, he's a convict. He needs to start looking like a jail dude. He needs to get his teeth knocked out so he won't be so pretty. Yeah. Yeah. And then I didn't turn up. I was like, nah, fuck you. Fuck you. Because of everything that's in the letter. It's like, nah, like, yeah. I turn up, like, if I'm going to pay $400 for a fucking ticket and then spend, you know, $1,500 on transport and drugs and fucking alcohol, I'm doing that for me. If you want me to come there to entertain you, you need to let me in for free. I'm not paying all of it. Yeah. So fuck you. Yeah. But I didn't say that the letter, because I wrote the letter like a few years later. But I just didn't turn up. I was like, no, I'm not going. I had a bad time, and it's not worth it. Yeah, I had a bad time. In 2017, I had a bad time. It's not worth the money, and no, I'll do something else instead. I'll just go to another rave. Yeah. And that, it's like, fuck, because I outspun it. It's a fuck. Meanwhile, in the party room, the Dutton faction, like, yeah, the other factions, yeah, are now, like, because now they know. Because the Liberal Party, they're all fucking snaking each other constantly. It's Game of Thrones. They all fucking hate each other. They're all fucking slamming cunts, right? And they're all trying to, like, work their way up the ladder constantly. They're all sniping each other. And so Malcom Turnbull was PM. And he's the leader of the Liberal Party. And now all his factional enemies are taking aim. And they know that this is something that fucking winds him up. And so now you've got pro-Tapscott factions within the Liberal Party, but it's just because they just want to take an opposing view to Malcom Turnbull. They don't actually give a shit about Nick Tapscott at all. They just know it's like, wait, what does Malcom Turnbull think? Oh, he hates Nick Tapscott. Well, then I like him. I like Nick Tapscott. Because they just want to be oppositional. That's it. They just want to be oppositional. But it's turned into a thing. So now Scott Morrison, is a pro-Tapscott campaigner. Yeah, ScoMo is pro-Tapscott. But all of them are on board. No, Nick Tapscott is a convict. Like, we're all agreeing on that, right? Yeah, he's a convict. Yeah, oh, yeah. He's a convict with the governors. Yeah. Yeah. What? But you've got pro-Tapscott and then anti-Tapscott. And he's like, fuck, how does he keep working? How does he keep getting jobs? A, how does he keep finding work? And B, how did he know not to turn up to that fucking Meredith? And I was like, it's just like, dude, it's that simple. Like, that last Meredith, I don't go to Meredith for political intrigue. I don't go there to fight the Liberal Party. I go there to get wasted and fucking get loose and boogie. Like, that's it. That's it. I just want to go on a drug bender. That was my yearly drug bender. Aside from that, like, the rest of the year, I wouldn't touch anything. Wouldn't do coke, I wouldn't do fucking speed. Wouldn't really even smoke weed. But that weekend, I would just go down there and go, oh, yeah, party time, woo! And then I'd go on a fucking bender, and then that'd be it until next year. That's it. That was it. That was it. That was the thinking. Yeah. I was like, well, if it's going to be a shit time, no, I'm not paying for that. Fuck that. I don't want my, yeah, you're harshing my fucking buzz. You're harshing my mellow. Just trying to get high. That's it. They're like, oh, what's the angle? Oh, it's a strategic genius. Oh, it's straight out of Sun Tzu. Oh, is it Machiavelli the Prince? No, it's not. It's none of this shit. Fuck. Talk about overthinking. Fucking hell. Oh, I see. A cunning move from my fear, my hated opponent. Like, no, what? No, no. It's like, no. You idiots. You're so stupid. And they're reading the Bible and she's like, oh, yeah, it's in there. And the festival of the moons will be skipped upon the third. Like, nah. Unless it is actually in there, kitty. Like, yeah, it is. What? That's fucking funny. no. Like I go to the drive-through. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, I've said this. It's like it's like you go to McDonald's. Like this is the dog shit fan. This is what it does to their brains. It cook their fucking brain. Yeah, can I get the double cheeseburger, please? Like large meal, and also can I get Coke for the drink and just a 30-cent cone as well. Oh no, strawberry sundae. It's like I see. He's saying he wants to get laid, and also the Iranians are on his tail. And it's the third quarter of the football will be when the bomber he's going to strike. What? No, what? No, I just want a fucking cheeseburger. You fucking retarded. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? No, everyone thinks in this military fucking, like, like, dog shit risk board game. Like, what is this strategy? Like, Warhammer. So gay. It's so gay. Anyway. So I didn't turn up. I just didn't turn up. I was like, nah, I could be fine. And I kept working. And then I got a job at Optus. And in the background, I was like, fuck. And then I get that apartment. Yeah, and then that's why the AFP were, because it's the pro Tapscott faction. Dutton is saying like, yeah, okay. So Nick Tapscott, a lot of people want to kill him now. A lot of people really want to kill him. Maybe we should get him into so I got out of that share house. I got into that Potts Point apartment. Yeah, and it was like affordable. It was affordable on my salary, and I loved it, and it was secure, and it was like right next to the police station. It was right next to the Kings Road police station, and that to Peter Dutton's credit, that was actually him that did that. Yeah, that was Peter Dutton because in the party room, he's listening to Malcom Turnbull and the Turnbull faction. Like, how can we kill him? Like, yeah, talking about burning the house down with me in it. Throwing fucking petrol, throwing a hand grenade through because I used to live on the first floor, like throwing a hand grenade through the fucking through the window of because I used to sleep right next to the window, throwing a hand grenade through my French double doors on the 3-story terrace, using a grenade launcher. That was one of the ideas tabled apparently. Yeah, just like shooting. It's Peter Dutton's there in the cabinet room going, whoa, holy shit, you really want him dead? You really, really, really want him dead, don't you? But no, Nick Tapscott is a convict. Yeah. I'm agreed on that part. Fuck you, Peter Dutton. Yeah. Yeah, he's a convict. And he needs to arrive in Australia. And then after he completes his servitude, which is when we say so, because we are the governors of Australia, we will release him to the realm of free reign. This is all this shit that they've cooked up in their brains. Because we're storytellers. I can tell a story. Yeah, and Turnbull also does that research and sees the meaning in the name Shannon. It's like skillful storyteller. It's like, fuck. Because that's why he hates me. Because he reads the CV and it's like, fuck. Because it's something he can't do. Because he's like, I'm the son of man. It's like, well, Nick Tapscott can tell a story, can't he? And then he reads Burnout. He's like, fuck. And then he reads all my work. It's like, no. And then he reads the other short films. Right? Like, no. And then he looks up my name and it's Shannon. And it's skillful storyteller. He's like, oh, fuck. Yeah. So I moved into that little apartment. And then a couple of years go by, and people are kind of like, a couple of people, yeah, and then I get the weird phone calls, which is like one time, like I'm just on the street, and my phone rings, it's a private number, like, hello? It's like, oh, hi, Nick, how you going? I'm like, hello? I just thought it was like a Tinder broad. She's like, oh, yeah, no. Like, who is, like, hey, yeah, just saying, we'll hang out next time you're in Melbourne. I'm like, who is this? So, oh, come on, Nick, you know who this is. I'm like, I really don't. Like, who is this? It's like, no, you know who it is, Nick. We'll hang out next time you're in Melbourne. Like, look, yeah. Anyway, click, and just hang up. Just hung up on her. Yeah, that's it. I just hung up. On her. Yeah. Yeah, and then all the other weird phone calls like, I'll learn yoga, and then Dan Lacaze is in a meeting at Optus, and meanwhile my work at Optus is getting a and everyone is like, oh fuck, because this is flying directly in the face of the Prime Minister of Australia. And in the meantime, and that's why I actually caused, it was part of the cause of the spill. Like, this is what got Malcom Turnbull kicked from the Prime Ministership. Yeah.
Did you have any hesitation at that moment, putting your hand up, saying, "I'll have a go at this"?
No, I didn't, because I thought at that stage.
Did you have any hesitation at that moment, putting your hand up, saying, "I'll have a go at this"?
No, I didn't, because I thought at that stage, this is the final act of misjudgment, and it's a fatal one.
Turnbull loyalist Julie Bishop had been forewarned, as had Craig Laundy.
This was a crucial decision. Many say in hindsight it was a big mistake. What do you think?
Everyone's a journeyist in hindsight. The danger was clear and present, and we still hoped that sanity would prevail.
The coterie of people around him that led to that decision that he took to spill the leadership just reinforced that it was a poor political decision. And ultimately, that was the beginning of the end in a very real sense for him in relation to the leadership.
He won that ballot, though.
Sure.
Did that make you think maybe...
Not by much.
The Liberals were deeply divided. The vote not what the PM expected.
Did you think that was a mistake?
I didn't have any knowledge that he was going to do that. But the history tells us that by the end of the week, the motions had begun early, and by the end of that week, he was no longer the Prime Minister. Looking back, of course, I mean, it's very easy for people to say that was a mistake.
The result of that ballot was Malcom Turnbull was elected leader of the Liberal Party by a margin of 48 votes to 35, with Peter Dutton as the other candidate.
Yeah. So the Dutton faction. So part of that that leadership spill was actually, in part, not in full, because obviously it's politics. Like, you've always got enemies, but part of that leadership spill was actually motivated by Mr Tapscott, because Peter Dutton's faction, Peter Dutton had a faction saying like Nick Tapscott's a fucking badass. And ScoMo, yeah. So you had ScoMo, you had Dutton, you had Frydenberg, you had that faction. Now they had picked up, and Frydenberg was like, well, actually, Nick Tapscott lived in Melbourne, so, and people think he looks kind of Jewish, so I'm a Melbourne Jew, so I'm back in Tapscott, yeah. And that was like a Melbourne versus Sydney thing, because he hated Malcom Turnbull, because Malcom Turnbull was Sydney. Yeah, Malcom Turnbull was Sydney. So it turned into like a Melbourne versus Sydney thing. And Dutton was from Queensland, so he hated Malcom Turnbull too. And then that was kind of the division. It was like the pro-Tapscott faction versus the anti-Tapscott faction. And that's what brought down Malcom Turnbull, because he was being such a fuckhead about Mr Tapscott. He's like, yeah. He's like, we've got to, yeah. Yeah, so, okay, so here's the agenda for today's cabinet meeting, Prime Minister. He's like, no, there's only one agenda item. That's Nick Tapscott got a job at Optus. How are we going to thwart him this time? Yeah, ideas. Who's got an idea? What is it? Smoke bomb in the train. Like, and everyone's in there going, you should, like, Malcolm, like, I respect you and stuff. But yeah, you're starting to kind of like, you're getting a little bit like full on this Tapscott, like, about this Tapscott guy. He's just some guy. to some guy. And so that's when he got, like, people started losing confidence. He's like, no, he's not. He's not. He's not. He's not. He's just he's a fraud. He's a fraud. And he's like muckraking. He's like treating me like a political opponent. Yeah, he's treating me like a fucking I'm trying to go for his leadership position. Like I'm running for prime minister and I'm like head of the Labor Party or something. He's getting PIs to like go through my trash and stuff. I'm like, find anything, find something, find anything. I was like, fucking hell. Anyway, that's what that faction latches onto. The ScoMo faction, the Dutton faction. Yeah, the Dutton and the ScoMo faction. They latch onto that. It's like, whoa, we're going to probe Nick Tapscott. And he's like, no, fuck. So that's what kind of, that was like the straw that broke the Nick Tapscott was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was just like, it was like this. It was just teetering. And then it was like, Nick Tapscott's cool. And the whole thing goes. Fuck. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm only finding this out now. Yeah. This is real time. This is realizing things in real time. Anyway. Now. It's dark. It is dark. It gets dark. We're going to push it on. I have to finish this story. I have to finish this whole story. It gets dark. But basically, yeah, so from there, I get a job at Optus. And like, because all the turbo boats are just like, well, look, we've got a plan. We'll all pop up around 2025. We'll all pop up. I was just supposed to be revealed maybe like a couple of months before Tara Bennett and before Kitty Callahan and like, yeah, like the start of like fucking the start of last year. Yeah, I was supposed to, like the start of 2025. That's when I was supposed to find out. And then 6 months later, Tara Bennett was supposed to find out, and Kitty Callahan was supposed to find out, and then the rest of the Turbo Babes. But I jumped the gun. I was 2 years early because weird shit was happening, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And one of the weird things that happened was this bitch. This is when I was working at Optus. Yeah. Leonie Tillman makes contact through a mutual acquaintance, and suddenly she wants advice on copywriting, and she wants to hang out like once a week. She's got a partner called Tristan. Can't remember his last name, but her partner Tristan looks a lot like this guy. That's Alex Turnbull, Malcom Turnbull's son. So we've got Leonie Tillman and her partner Tristan. So that's Leonie Tillman. And this is Lucy Turnbull. No, Daisy Turnbull. Oops. Yeah. So that's Daisy Turnbull. And that's Leonie Tillman. That's Daisy Turnbull. And that's Leonie Tillman. So Leonie Tillman contacts me. And she's like, well, let's have coffee. Yeah. And she starts like, yeah. She's like, anyway. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Well, I don't have a reason not to be social with her. She's like, I just want some advice on copywriting. And like, she's like, oh. And I was being fucking gay and magnanimous. Yeah, it was a fucking dick move. No, it was lovely. No. Yeah. So she's like, I just want some advice on copywriting. She's like, well, how much would you charge for that? And I'm like, look, if you just want me to like, if you just want general, like if you want me to actually do work, that'll cost you. Like if you want me to write something for you that's going to get published, I'll charge you for that. But if you just want me to read something and tell you what I think, I just said to her like, oh look, I'll do it for free, but Like you owe someone else a favor. The next time someone asks you to do something for them, you do it for them. That's it. Yeah, because she wasn't asking for much. She was just like, just give me like a few pointers. I'll just have a coffee with you. You don't need to pay me to have a coffee with you. That's fine. So that's all it was. And, we're getting along and stuff. But I didn't realize that what it actually was. She was a surrogate. She was a dog shit surrogate, and her partner, Tristan, was a dog shit surrogate. The only children was a dog shit surrogate for Daisy Turnbull. And fucking her partner, Tristan, was a dog shit surrogate for Alex Turnbull. Malcom Turnbull's kids. Because Malcom Turnbull has sent his kids in. Because he's like, okay, I can't do this through official channels. Because he'd just been booted. He just lost his fucking prime ministership over it. Yeah. Because I was like, dude, you're too fucking obsessed with this Nick Tapscott character, all right? Just tone it the fuck down. And he's like, no. And he couldn't let it go. And so he lost his fucking job. He got sacked. That's what triggered the leadership spill. So fuck. How can I get to him? So he sends in these two dogshit surrogates who are connected like through the Sydney theatre scene, because they're all like fucking, they're Sydney fucking socialites or whatever. Yeah, they're connected through the Sydney theatre scene. It's all private school. They're all like weird, creepy religious losers. Like, they're gross. Yeah. Kitty Carr's like, no, you didn't have to kiss for that. But they're weird, creepy religious losers. So Malcom Turnbull's got all these weird fucking ideas. Like, he's like, Presbyterian. It's God's mandate that I'm the son of man. I am the son of man. Also, it's strongly suspected that he's a pedophile. It's well known. Christopher Pine. I was saying about fucking, you can tell a pedophile by looking at them. Yeah.
From the back. See you next Tuesday.
I'm currently the youngest member of the House of Representatives at 26.
I'm a fixer.
How did you fix it?
I fixed it. I come from the front, not from the back. See you next Tuesday.
Is it usual for the shaft to be that long?
It's quite short.
Is it?
There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando.
He's in there. He's a Malcom. He was in the Malcom Turnbull faction. Julie Bishop was in the Malcom Turnbull faction. Yeah. Fuck. I just thought of something. Yeah. So anyway, there's weird fucking creepy pedo shit happening. Fuck, I just thought of something. I forgot it. That's right. It'll come out. Yeah. Anyway, so Malcom Turnbull sends in his dog shit, his weirdo dog shit surrogate kids, surrogates for his dog shit weirdo kids, because that's the only way he can get to me now. And they start spying on me and pumping me for information and stuff, and also communicating Malcom Turnbull's wishes. Yeah. It's strongly suspected that Malcom Turnbull's a pedo. There's a connection. That's it. David Spears. David Spears is an associate. That's how David Spears is connected to all of this dog shit. That's how David Spears is connected to the dog shit. Yeah. Because David Spears is dead, because David Spears was also strongly suspected, amongst many other reasons, but also strongly suspected to be a very fucking rampaging pedo. Yeah, he was disgusting. He was a massive fuckstick. And so he was in the Turnbull faction as well, because they were in a little clique. He was Sydney, the Sydney fucking well-to-do society secret male prostitution ring. Yeah. Child prostitution, child sex trafficking ring. Yeah. Disgusting. Same, Gareth Ward was in it. Gareth Ward was in that club. Gross. Anyway. That was the Malcom Turnbull faction, the pedo faction. It turned into the pedo. At the start, it was like he was kind of cool, like he was sort of progressive, like he was the Minister for Communications. By the way, he was the Minister for Communications. Like, that's mine. That's my portfolio to compete with me. What a faggot! Unbelievable. The barista, and he's like, he's worth $200 million. He's like, no, as long as I'm better than Nick Tapscott. So he sends in Leonie and Tristan, and they're actually connections of trusted friends. Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, they're friends of friends. I trust the people that they know. I don't have a reason not to trust them. I had no idea that it was like they were dog shit surrogates for fucking Malcom Turnbull's kids until recently. Were they legitimately expecting to figure out who they were? And I never did it, and it drove them fucking batshit nuts. Yeah. Why would I? Like, I don't know who gives a shit. Fucking. But my thinking was like, if Malcom Turnbull's kids want to talk to me, why wouldn't Malcom Turnbull's kids just fucking pick up my phone numbers on the internet? So it's my email address. Just fucking call me. Fucking email me. That's in the letter to Meredith too. All of my contact details are on the fucking internet. Just call me, you fucking spastics. Anyway. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, so he sent them in, and they're like, yeah, they're the ones that turn up. They're the ones that turn up on Christmas Day or near Christmas when I haven't been able to go back to South Australia for Christmas, and go like, here, Merry Christmas, and give me like a fucking 50-cent piece of chocolate and go Merry Christmas, because that was the start of that was Malcom Turnbull was like, no, the plan is you are a broke convict. You are a convict, and I am the governor, and that's why you're going broke. Yeah, and then that's why, like, when I wrote that letter to Meredith, that was the first thing that happened was I got fired from Optus, because in the background, Malcom Turnbull, and this is where it gets extremely dark. Because, as we've established, this faction, the Bondi advertising agency faction, are Hamas. They have Hamas. And when Mr Tapscott started earning money, they launched the October 7 fucking attacks in Israel, and where they killed like over 1,000 people or something. Yeah, and attacked a music festival and took hostages. That was them. That was the Bondi faction. Just because Mr Tapscott lived in an apartment and had a job. So that's what they're capable of. But in the background, Malcom Turnbull has called Optus, and he's basically said, yeah, this is something that is going to infuriate a lot of people, me saying this out loud, but fuck them. Australia is a nuclear power. We have nuclear weapons. We've had nuclear weapons since the 70s. We just, until now, we're smart enough not to talk about it. Yeah, but we've got nukes. Yeah, we've got them. Yeah. Also, like, America's our ally. Britain's our ally. They've done heaps of nuclear testing here. Maybe one fell off the back of the truck. We've got it. But we've got nukes. Malcom Turnbull has had connections. Like, he's SAS. He's SAS. And he basically said, if Nick Tapscott doesn't get fired from Optus, if he doesn't stop writing for Optus Well Connected immediately, he would nuke Victor Harbor. He would use a nuclear weapon to destroy Victor Harbor, South Australia. That's what he said. Malcom Turnbull said that. Yeah. And he'd already said, yeah. And so he'd already said, like, no, if anyone that hires Nick Tapscott is going to get killed. They're going to get killed. And so we were like, well, fuck. Maybe he's bluffing. Maybe he's not. But he's probably not, considering he's a fucking Fruit Loop. Yeah, with a doomsday fetish. He's the son of man. He's going to bring about a fucking apocalypse. That was his thinking. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. I will. I'll do it. And he wasn't still the Prime Minister. But fucking Dutton, he was still in cabinet, wasn't he? Yes. Yeah. So he lost the prime ministership. He quit. He left Parliament when he lost the prime ministership in 2018. But he was still active. He's still SAS. He was still SAS. And he was still going to meetings and stuff. He was still doing shit. Yeah. He was still doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So he was still calling the shots in the SAS, right? And he put the word out. It's like, no, Nick Tapscott is a convict. He's broke. He's going broke and he's going to prison. That's what he's doing. That's what he's fucking doing. And if he doesn't do it, we'll nuke Victor Harbor. Sorry, hold up. Yeah, we will drop it. We will use a nuclear weapon on Victor Harbor. Yeah. And don't forget that this faction had it realized, had been trying to kill that, and they're trying to kill me constantly. Yeah. And they can't. They can't. So Malcom Turnbull stopped trying to kill me. He stopped trying to kill me in like 2006 or 2007 when he got a warning from the Anzacs. Like, don't. He'll be alive a lot longer than you. If you try to kill him, he'll kill you. He'll kill you. But when I wrote that letter, that was enough for him to go, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, and the SAS, all of them at the same time, said the same thing. Malcom Turnbull said, even though he's not the Prime Minister anymore, if Nick Tapscott doesn't stop writing out Optus, I will use a nuclear weapon to explode Victor Harbor. And meant it. And all of the SAS went, yeah. All of them. Yeah. They all went, yeah, exactly. We'll use a nuke. We'll nuke Victor Harbor. Peter Dutton. Yeah, Peter Dutton. Peter Dutton and Scott Morrison, who were Scott Morrison was the Prime Minister. Peter Dutton was the Deputy. Frydenberg was still in there. They were all on board for that plan. They were like, yeah, exactly. No, yeah. Yeah. Because Nick Tapscott, even though they are the pro-Tapscott faction, all of them, and the other thing, they're all agreed now that no, Nick Tapscott is a convict. We're the governors. All of them. Yeah. The SAS. Nick Tapscott is a convict, and we're the governors. Nick Tapscott's destiny is to be a homeless guy. He has to do the convict journey. He has to be a homeless guy who gets arrested for stealing food, goes to jail, and then gets transported. And then, after maybe 10 years, we'll release him from his servitude, and he can find fucking pasture or some dog shit. We'll let him build a fucking fibro shack on a paddock somewhere. Something like that. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. But yeah, immediately, yeah. And ScoMo personally made that call. He called Optus and said, if Nick Tapscott is still working at Optus by this time next week, we will use a nuclear weapon against Victor Harbor, South Australia. He did that. Yeah. He did that. Now, Queen Elizabeth was still the head of state of Australia. And the Governor General at the time was Peter Cosgrove. That's key, yeah. That's why, yeah. Wait, was he? No, he wasn't. Yeah, okay. This was the Governor General at the time. Yeah. David Hurley, an Australian General David John Hurley, born 1953, is an Australian, which is the same year as my dad, as Chris Tapscott, is an Australian former politician and military officer, a senior officer in the Australian Army. He served as the 27th Governor General of Australia from 2019 to 2024. He was previously the 38th Governor of New South Wales from 2014 to 2019. Yeah. David Hurley was effectively the head of state of Australia because he's the Governor General. He was the boss of the Australian military. He was fully authorised to do that. The only person that could intervene was Queen Elizabeth. She was the only person that could step in and say, David Hurley, do not drop a nuclear weapon. Do not use a nuclear weapon against Victor Harbor, South Australia. However, Queen Elizabeth was anti-Tapscott. And she fucking hated me too. Yeah. She fucking hated me too. But that is a whole other story. So we're not going to go into that right now. But the point is that when I was working at Optus, Scott Morrison rang Optus and said, if Nick Tapscott is still working at Optus as a copywriter, as a creative writer, by this time next week, we will use a nuclear weapon against Victor Harbor, South Australia. He was entirely legally within his rights to do that. He was entirely legally within his rights to do that. The only person that could override him was the Governor General. David Hurley was like there saying, yeah. And we, Optus, rang fucking Mossad, Israel, rang the Governor General and said, are you on board with that? He said, absolutely. I back it 100 billion%. Yeah, I will do it. I will fucking do it. Don't test me. I will do it. I promise you. I promise you I will do it. And so Mossad rang Queen Elizabeth. They rang Buckingham Palace. They didn't ring, no, you don't ring the Prime Minister, no, because that's out of their jurisdiction. You ring the Queen, because she's the head of she's the head of State of Australia. Mossad rang Queen Elizabeth and said, are you on board with this plan? And she said, yes, absolutely. If Nick Tapscott is still writing for Optus Well Connected by this time next week, we will use a nuclear weapon on Australia, and we're entirely within our rights. Like on Victor Harbor, South Australia, we're entirely within our rights to do so. Yeah. And she is. Constitutionally, she is. She's entirely within her rights to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So they just basically had a gun. Yeah. And so I just had to go with it. Now. Yeah. But we still tried. Yeah. But they just said you can't write for Optus. They didn't say, yeah. They said, get him out of Optus. Because at Optus, I had, like, complete creative freedom. I could write whatever the fuck I wanted. Yeah. And that was the problem. Yeah. And then when I went to work at Airtasker, what happened? They were like, kind of like, oh, you're pushing it. But as long as he's not publishing work, yeah. And so that's why I kept getting jobs where, like, it's like, okay, I'm here to work. And they're like, cool, just sit there. And then eventually, after a couple of months, they just fire me. Yeah. Yeah. And Pat Koo was across that, yeah. Pat Koo, who fired me the same week my mum died. Yeah. Yeah, Pat Koo, who fired me the same week my mum died, did so on the orders of Scott Morrison. Yeah. Yeah, and it was timed intentionally. It was like sucked in. Yeah, and it was to say, like, you're getting fired and your mum's dead for the same reason. Yeah. It's you, Nick Tapscott. Yeah. Because fuck you, Nick Tapscott. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. The next job I had after that was Telstra. Yeah, and that was them. It was like, okay. Yeah. Because what happened, my people were negotiating. So Mossad and Mystery Agency, yeah, and Anzacs now were saying, like, are you fucking sociopathic? What is wrong with you? You fucking spat. He's got to work though. And because we weren't necessarily across the, like, he's a convict plan. They didn't tell us about that until, when did they tell us about that? When I was in jail. Yeah. Yeah. So they ordered us to go to jail. They ordered me to go to jail. Yeah. And if I didn't go to jail, they'd nuke Victor Harbor. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. Right. So they said, okay, we'll get him into Telstra. Yeah. We'll get him into Telstra. And it's getting paid quite well. Yeah. But he's not allowed to do any writing there. Yeah, as long as he doesn't do any writing. And then word got around that I was writing a brand deck. Yeah, that's it. It was that brand deck. Yeah. Word got around that I was writing a brand deck, a brand tone of voice deck. And they were right, get him the fuck out of there. Nah, that's writing. Get him the fuck. No, we said no writing. He's not to do any writing. No writing. Get him the fuck out. And then that's why I got fired from that. And also they were trying to lure me back to Melbourne and I wasn't having a bar of it. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, no, I'm staying in Sydney. Yeah. 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 And meanwhile, they're trying to kill me constantly. Yeah. They're constantly trying to kill me. Constantly. But they can't. because obviously I'm Zeus. You can't kill me. You can't kill me. Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. Then I got fired from Telstra. Yeah. And then what happened? And then Think Smart Marketing. Yeah. And I launched, that's right. Yeah. And then I launched my website, and my website was fucking crackerjack. And they're like, fuck. Yeah. And then ScoMo, made another call and said, you're writing. Yeah. They're so fucking close to the line. I've got my hand on the button. I'm going to do it. Yeah, basically. And he got talked down. Yeah. Who talked him down that time? Yeah, the Governor General. Yeah, okay. So the Governor General said, oh, okay, look, but we haven't communicated. He's not going against the orders, Scott, though. He's like, we told him he's not allowed to write. We told him he's not allowed to write. It's like, no, but we didn't tell him that, though. We didn't tell him that. We're just sort of implying, but we didn't say you're not allowed to. Yeah, no one has ever. Yeah, and that's what Michael was like. No one said that to him. No one said he can't write. No one said he's not allowed to write here. Yeah. Yeah, no one said he's not allowed to write anything. Yeah, to him. You said it to everyone else, but you haven't said it to him. Yeah, so he didn't know. He's just like redoing his website. That's what copywriters do. He's like, oh, all right. But it was accidentally awesome. And he goes, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. And then, I got the job at Think Smart Marketing. And that's when, as a warning shot, it was as a warning shot. They're like, no, we're fucking serious. They attacked Israel. Yeah, it was the October 7 attacks. Yeah. And so basically that whole time, they had a gun to my head. So, okay, the October 7 attacks and all those dog shit terror attacks, that's it. Like, all the shootings that I went through, all the terror attacks in 2024, all the terror attacks in 2025. Yeah, they were all like, no. So we said Nick Tapscott is going to be broke. And so every time I would start crawling my way out, that not being a convict, they committed an act of terror as a warning shot to say But in the meantime, so what we needed to do, because they had the gun, if he doesn't go to jail, we're going to use a nuclear weapon against South Australia. And they could legally do that. Yeah. So we just needed to buy time. So we just had to go along with it until all of our pieces were in place, and then we could just go like, yeah. And that's what we did. Yeah, because in the background, Queen Elizabeth dies. Prince Philip goes first. Prince Philip fucking hates me. Hated me like a billion times more than Queen Elizabeth ever did. Yeah. But she fucking hated me. But Prince Philip fucking hated me. Yeah, with a passion. He wanted to fly to Australia himself and kill me himself. Yeah. From which point, Kitty Callahan, 2007, from the I'm going to fucking kill you thing. Yeah. Really? Prince Philip heard about that. Yeah, and he's like, and was it just jealousy? Really? Fucking hell. And the Nazi thing, yeah, because Prince Philip was a Nazi. Yeah, he was like an East German Nazi. Yeah. Legitimately. Yeah. He was legitimately a Nazi. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Prince Philip died. From old age. Everyone remembers that. And then Queen Elizabeth died. Prince Charles is in the background going just not saying anything because he knows, it's so tense. Yeah, he's like, okay, just keep, and Boss had just keep your mouth shut, dude. We know you're on our side. Just keep your mouth shut and just play it cool until you get that, just don't make any sudden moves. Just get the crown on your head. Keep your mouth shut, play it, go fly under the radar, be cool, be calm, put the crown on your head, and then when everything's in place, we'll take action. We'll fucking take all these cunts down at the same time. Yeah. So Queen Elizabeth is now dead. As a result, Prince Charles becomes King Charles. King Charles appoints a new Governor General. The new Governor General is on board for Mr Tapscott. She's not a psychopath. She's not a sociopath. She's normal. She's normal. The fucking, the Liberal Party lose the election. Albo gets in. Yeah, so ScoMo's out at least. Now, Albo didn't want, he's like, I won't do that. Yeah. But Yeah, okay, yeah. So that actually happened before. But he still, Albo said, Albo wasn't as hair trigger as Scott Morrison, but he did say like, no, I will do that. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, I will do it. I will nuke. Yeah, because all of them, they're all on board. Yeah, they're all like, nah. The opposition, both at the same time. The opposition and the government since 2017, since that Meredith Music Festival where I did the Terminator, were all on board with the plan that Nick Tapscott is a convict. They all were. Nick Tapscott is a broke homeless guy. That's it. Yeah. And then once the governors, release him from his servitude, maybe like 10, 15 years when he's 50, 60, we'll let him live in a Fryborough shack. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. In a paddock. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, so the Liberal Party lose the election. Yeah, so Prince Philip dies, Queen Elizabeth dies. The Liberal Party lose the election. Albo's the Prime Minister now. He's not as psychopathic as Scott Morrison, but he is still like he's still a fucking undrungader. And he is still a cunt. But now the GG, his boss, is friendly to Mr. Tapscott, and so he's fucked. He can't do anything. Yeah, because he can't do any of that shit. She's the boss of the military now. Yeah. So now he's in there. He still fucking hates Nick Tapscott and he'll do whatever he can. So when did Albo win the election? $2022. Yeah, okay. So that would have been a turn. Yeah, so that's why I was able to go to work. Yeah. So it was at the end, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, so that's how I was able to go to work. So ScoMo loses the prime ministership. Yeah. Yeah. So Albo takes the prime ministership on the 23rd of May, 2022. And that's when, so I'm working at Airtasker. I get fired from Airtasker maybe June that year because Albo has come into office and he's like, no, okay, yeah, I don't want him working either. Yeah, and put pressure on. However, okay, right. Right. Yeah, okay, so it's the opposite. So this cunt was still the GG. Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. So this cunt is still the GG. This cunt is still Governor General. So even though ScoMo's out, the Governor General. So Albo's in, ScoMo's out. Albo's not quite as psychopathic as ScoMo. However, he does hate Mr. Tapscott. And that's why I went to Annandale. Yeah, because that was Albo's faction, right? He's moving to Johnson Street. So the Inner West, that's Albo's territory. Yeah, he's moving to Annandale. That's the Undrungator. So he belongs to the Undrungator now. That's why they're all holding me to ransom. They're passing me around. Yeah. Because they've got this nuclear fucking weapon in the back of my head. Yeah. So the Governor General is a total prick. And he's like, no, that still stands if Mr. Tapscott works. If Mr. Tapscott isn't a broke homeless guy, we'll take action. And nukes are still on the table. Yeah, nukes are on the table. Yeah. Yeah. I need Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. Okay, so the Queen died. So ScoMo loses the prime ministership. The Queen dies later that year. Yeah. Yeah. And that's right, yeah. Okay, so Pat Koo, the CD who fired me the same week my mum died. Yeah. The CD who fired me the same week my mum died did so on the orders of Anthony Albanese because Pat Koo is from the inner west. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I had to go broke. That's why I had to empty my bank account. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I had to empty my bank account. Because they ordered it. Yeah. Yeah. So now Albo's in there. The DG still fucking hates me. And he's still the boss of the Australian military. But his boss now is King Charles. And King Charles is not a fucking idiot. But he still has to play along with them because he's got problems in his own country. Because Richie Sunak is the PM of the UK. And he still has to consolidate it. King Charles now has to consolidate his power. Because he's inherited a hostile parliament. Because Rishi Sunak doesn't like King Charles. Because Rishi Sunak is a fucking Nazi. And King Charles is a fucking famed anti-Nazi. Yeah. So you have to get rid of Sunak. MI6 fucking hate King Charles. They're trying to kill him. They've tried to kill him. MI6 have tried to kill King Charles 137 times. We got to decamp first, though. Yeah, in the end, we got to decamp first. Yeah, we got to decamp first. Yeah. 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 And so we couldn't replace the GG. So how do you replace the GG? You can't just sack them, can you? No. You have to wait till their term ends. Yeah. Yeah, they've got a term. Yeah, okay. So once Sam Mostyn was in, so we had King Charles. We had to wait for King Charles to get in. We had to wait. And meanwhile, I'm fighting fucking battles everywhere. It's one battle after another, just like the movie. Yeah. Because these are just the Australian enemies that I've got. Because I'm still fucking battling fucking Naruhito in Japan. And I'm also battling fucking Joe Biden. Joe Biden and Kamala in the United States. So basically, yeah, we had to wait until. So I just had to go with the flow. I just had to do whatever the fuck they said. Yeah, because basically they were holding Victor Harbor to nuclear ransom. Yeah, they were going to nuke Victor Harbor. Yeah, yeah, they're holding it to ransom. Yeah. So I just had to do whatever they said. Yeah, and we've established as well. Yeah, and so once I started crawling out of the hole, and I got the job at Think Smart Marketing, and I got like a better apartment. They went, we will show you how little we're bluffing. And then the October 7 attacks, yeah, in 2023. So that was Albo. Albo was across that. Yeah. Even though he's not SAS and they fucking hate him. He still was like, yeah, cool, that's a cool idea. Yeah. Because as much as I hate the SAS, I hate Nick Tapscott more. Yeah. And I hate Israel. Yeah. I hate the Jews. Yeah. 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 So, yeah, we had to. Because they're like, well, yeah, fucking try it. Yeah. So that was like a warning shot. And then they started doing all those fucking terror attacks in the background. Every time I kind of went against their wishes, they would do a terror attack, which I've run through. Yeah. So we had to wait until Queen Elizabeth died, King Charles gets installed king. We had to wait until Sam Mostyn gets installed as Governor General. We had to wait until Joe Biden loses the White House. And Donald Trump takes it, with JD Vance as his vice president, because JD Vance is actually the FBI. Yeah, we had to wait for Rishi Sunak to lose the election to fucking Keir Starmer. So now we've got King Charles in the UK. We've got King Charles. We've got Keir Starmer. In the United States, we've got JD Vance, and we've got JD Vance basically. And the senior military officials are, yeah. We've got JD Vance, and we've got like a secret Secretary of Defense. And we've stacked the cabinet with our friendlies. Yeah. Yeah. And then in Australia, we've got Sam Austin. We've still got Albo. And then that's where we are now. And so that was when, like, so once all those big pieces were in place, we had to take the UK. We had to have King Charles and Sam Austin and Keir Starmer. We had to have those three pieces. We had to have Donald Trump and JD Vance in the White House. And then we could start fucking pummeling one at a time in the right order, because the SAS are still dangerous and they were still committing terror attacks. We can start dismantling one by one the enemies. Yeah. Yeah. Which makes me hate my Phoebe Tapscott and Chris Tapscott even more, because they were technically complicit in this plan. Because they were like, yeah, cool. Nick Tapscott being broken homeless, cool. That sounds like a cool idea. And Chris Tapscott was across the Nick Tapscott being broke, and that's why I wouldn't give me any money. Yeah, yeah. You have to be broke because you're a convict. Yeah, that was him. Yeah, he was across that. He was like, yeah, sick. What a fucking cunt. Yeah, and it's also why Malcom Turnbull was going to kill Judy. I can't remember her last name. But Chris Tapscott's new wife, who left him, that was Malcom Turnbull planning to kill her, because she was in Chris Tapscott's ear saying, "Oh, shouldn't you be nice to your son and give him money?" But Chris Tapscott was like, "No, he's not having any money." Yeah, because we just need to know who you are, and who you are, and we've actually already decided who you are, and who you are as a convict. Yeah, who is broke and homeless, and that's it. Yeah. Right, I'm going to wrap it up. And that is the story of why I had to go to fucking jail, because Malcom Turnbull was basically holding Australia to ransom with nuclear weapons. Because in 1994, a girl wanted to have sex with Nick Tapscott. And that's why I'm kind of shy and awkward around girls, because if you bang the wrong one, your hometown might get nuclear weaponized. Fucking 20 years later, 30 years later, they might use a nuclear weapon to evaporate your hometown. What? You'll be watching a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott.